What's up, gamers? Mara, long time no see. I missed you at the world premiere. I was hoping you were going to be there so I could say hi. Yeah, oh my god, I'm just trolling Pierre right now. He's just like, hey, can I borrow them? And I told him that he should buy them. What is he, a poor? Bro drives a Tesla but can't buy 3 Fearless. Come on. I'm just going to troll him infinitely and then let him borrow them anyways. Don't tell him, though. I have no idea how much flights were for me. I just drove there. It was like a 5-hour drive, so it was pretty reasonable to just go. Also, hello Hamal. Long time no see also. Were you at the world premiere? I don't know if I saw you. Hey Josh. Okay, so obviously plan for today, we're gonna be cracking some boxes. I have 32 boxes, I believe. So we're gonna crack all of those. Personally, I'm just looking for the Prism card. Beautiful playmat of the Prism card. And the Gravy card. Not that I'm playing Prism right now, and not that I'm even playing the Gravy card right now, but just, I'm gonna pick them up just in case I do want to play them. So, everything else I'm gonna be selling. First, take care of my locals. I have a lot of people that have trade credit with me and that are looking for cards. Anything after that, though, is going to be for sale if you guys want anything. And I do buy cards if you guys want to sell anything. Intermittently, between box opening, I have some gold foils to open. These are from previous ProQuest seasons, as you can see, that I've just been trying to sell sealed and have been unable to. They are all, I believe, except for one of them from a split. So I'm going to be cracking these, try to sell the individual card because no one seems to want to buy these sealed anymore. And if I can't sell them myself, I'm probably just going to throw them in the case of one of the vendors at Worlds. So if you guys are want any of the gold foils that I open here, also let me know. They're all going to be for sale. I will be doing that later, kind of spread out throughout the stream, kind of just like random intervals as I'm opening boxes. That being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. You may need the Dory card. Unlucky. Imagine playing Dory in the year of our Lord 2025. How's y'all's box openings and pack openings and everything? Your general experience been going with Super Slam? You guys been enjoying the set? Get any good pulls? Okay, I need to move my keyboard out of the way. Slight adjustment before we get started. You need the Vincent card? Oh, man. Oh, yeah, they put the shit at... Speak of the devil, Vincent card. I forgot that they readjusted where they put stuff in the packs. I really don't like this. I wish they kept putting them in the back because it protects the card. So that way, like the way they did it before is it would go token and then expansion slot card. And then the token would protect the card. So, you know, let's not put the most expensive goddamn card in the pack at the front where it's most likely to get dinged up and everything. I kind of hate that. But anyways, starting off with a Majestic and a Super, and we got to figure out our pack maintenance with this. I haven't done any mass openings of this set yet. So we got hits. I guess we'll just make a pile of Supers and Majestics over here. We'll put our real hits over here. And then I'll go rare, foil, common. You hit the front too. Are the pull rates higher in this set? I haven't opened shit yet. All I have to go off of is my anecdotal experience from the pre-release, or not the pre-release, the world premiere. I ended up skipping the pre-release because I got sick from the world premiere. I was sick as a goddamn dog. Oh, it was terrible. Yeah, at the world premiere, 2 of my pools, I literally got a Super or a Majestic in every single pack. It was kind of crazy. But I looked around me and other people weren't having that experience, so I couldn't tell if that was me. Gotta take the bait. We will not be taking that bait. There's definitely a baiting joke somewhere in this set, too. We got the gooning, we got the nutting, we got the baiting. What a great set. What a fantastic set. That's an increased pull rate on the Majestics, right? To my recollection, it was like 6-ish a box, right? Also, if you guys got a crowd goes wild, can we get wild in the chat? If you guys need me to adjust my setup with the camera or anything, let me know. I think this seems fine. I feel like I already hate where I'm putting the commons because I'm gonna have to slide them forward this way. So I'm gonna invert this and put the good stuff down here so I'm not sliding past all the good stuff. This is gonna be cringe later. There we go. It was 6.4 before? Okay. Is the bait token worth something? The Magic player in me says the token comes from a Majestic, so it's a bulk pick. That's typically the trend in Magic. If it's a token from a Majestic, it's a bulk pick. Marvel incoming? That'd be nice. I don't even know what there is in the set. Got a foil Hunter or Hunted. I don't even know what there is in the set for Marvels other than the Ally. And I guess the Pleiades? Am I pronouncing that right? Is it Pleiades? My brain just like thinks of the pronunciation of like Palladium. Yeah, I also sold all my Cell Swords back in the day for some money. I think I got like $3 for them at one point. It was crazy. Bro, what a waste of Marvels. The Olympia armor? What a fucking meme. Got a Reckless Stampede and a Parched Terrain. Speaking of memes of a card, Parched Terrain. That card is so bad. Like, it is like so not a Dromai card because Dromai is not a class that's going to struggle with any deck that has life gain. You just put shit on the board and run them over. Like, who cares? So it's like a card for the other Draconic heroes, and I just can't imagine that's like something they actually want to be doing. Maybe if CYB was still legal, that's a consideration for Syndra, but it seems loose. Got a double super. We got Time Flies When You're Having Fun, and Who Blinks First. I actually have not read this card yet. Either of these cards, actually. It's a 3-cost blue suspense. When it leaves, destroy an aura permanent that a guardian hero controls. Okay, so draft card. Next time an attack action card hits a hero this turn, you destroy an aura token, an aura they control. Oh, it's what's the item destruction card? What's the name of that? Smashing Good. Oh, got a Felling. Smashing Good Time. Is that the name of it? Yeah. An Outside Interference. There's a lot of Majestics. This one. Was that 8? There's 8 Majestics plus a foil Majestic and a cold foil Legendary. What a good start to a box. It wasn't a Marvel. It wasn't a Marvel. Chatter lied to us. It wasn't a Marvel. But I'll take it. I will accept getting this instead of a Marvel. I'll just be grateful that I got this. Unfortunate we didn't get a Marvel. My lighting never really does a good job picking up on these. That's good enough. That's a good get. How much is this? Chat, how much is Cold Foil Iron Fist Revelation? And another foil Majestic. Wow, this was a stacked first box, right? We got 2 foil Majestics, a cold foil Legendary, and 8 regular Majestics. Sheesh. 100 bones? Nice. Okay, that was the first box. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, the Reckless Stampede is rainbow foil. I got a Reckless Stampede and a Hunter or Hunted rainbow foil. I'm gonna mold so hard when Gravy Bones rotates before we get Dromai 2. And another great start. Got a New Horizon. I'm gonna be sad seeing the price of this. I bet it's like 20 bucks or something ridiculous. And right as I picked up all my Ranger stuff right before the set too. Unlucky. Fucking Hamal selling me this. He knew this was getting reprinted and he juiced me. I bought new... Wait, no. Did I buy New Horizons off of you? I forget. I bought New Horizons off of someone. I bought Codexes off of you. And then I got reprinted. So unlucky. Bro, what are euros? Fucking Monopoly money. To be fair, USD's turning into Monopoly money. It was probably Raj. Got a Bully Tactics. I forget who I got it from. I got it, like, right before the set dropped, so I could upgrade, Tor Machine Jeans cold foil, or rainbow foil to cold foil, because I was borrowing his... Oh, speaking of the Dory card, Beat the Iron Song. I was borrowing his for ProQuest season, so I was like, okay, I'll upgrade his to from rainbow foil to cold foil as a thank you for letting me borrow his card. I should probably set aside like what we opened this box to like check pull rates. That seems intelligent. Things that I'm not known for. All right. Imagine getting to play Ranger. I'm sad that they like did What's her face so dirty? Not Puffin. God damn, I can't think of her name. Speak of the devil, Puffin. Super foil majestic. Marlin, thank you. Got a overcrowded and an adaptive. Hey, do you just want like the card period, or you want foils of it? Josh. Foil smash with big rock. What does this do? Can't be. Defending cards can't gain defense. That's cute, I guess. Yeah, Mar. I'll let you know if I pull them. You'll see. You're here. Oh, got a foil Warmongers. Okay, does the Warmongers come non-foil? Prior to literally this Warmongers, my only awareness of this card was it came cold foil. Double legendary box, not bad. Is the legendary pull rate increased? Or am I just luck sacking? Got a Cries of Encore. I will accept luck sacking. Maybe for once I'll get the fancy Marvel legendary thing that's like crazy money. I've literally never opened one of those, and I've done like 40 boxes of every set. Honestly, I don't typically luck sack. There's been like one event ever that I've gotten lucky at, and it was the smaller realm event at the Realm Rumble. Got a Channel of the Tranquil Domain. I literally luck sacked every single opponent at that event. Yeah, I feel like for how many boxes that I've opened, surely by now I should have gotten one of those fancy things like a CNC or a Teklo or a Levia, something. Because they're like, are they one of the 1,000 boxes? No hero stands alone, unlike... I don't know where I was going with that thought. I was going to try to make a segue there of unlike the pulls that I have of I never... Can't stand alone when I never pull the card, right? There's a joke somewhere in there. Got 8 again? Nice. Is she harder to get than normal? What's the pull rate typically of these? Is it 1 in 1,000 boxes? Or like 1,000 packs? I forget what the CNC originally was. Should probably set this up so you guys can see the legendaries. That'd be intelligent, huh? There we go. I don't even know what you're talking about with Slippy. Oh, I didn't even realize. Got a Gallo. Nice. Slippy? Was there a fancy Slippy? Bro, I'm tripping. I can't think of a fancy Slippy. Huh. I didn't even know that existed. I've literally never seen that card. Or I did and didn't realize it was like a super fancy thing. Double super rare. Of course Elise has one. I've never seen someone hate money as much as she does. Got a Tempest Palm Gust Wave. I always let her know that her CNCs don't block for more because they cost $600. Got another Overcrowded. I guess I should keep that card for myself as well. That seems like a card that I should just own. Sure. I can let you know, Hamal, but I'm honestly not even gonna be playing with anything from this set for quite a while. It's just like I should own these cards, and if I don't get them now, I'll probably just end up getting them at some point in the future from like my local selling me cards. Bro, I heckin' love. Oh, got another Felling. I heckin' love Standing Order. I think Standing Order is literally my favorite card in the game. Got a foil Fix the Match. It feels so weird to say that something as innocuous as Standing Order is my favorite card, but it's like the type of card that I really like. Gotta hit the gas. It's like a glue piece that helps with game plans that fixes very specific problems. Another legendary. We got a Cold Foil Warmongers. Jesus Christ. Bro, I'm super luck sacking. How many boxes? This is third box? With a Cries of Encore. Sheesh. Chat, can we get some sheeshas? I think this deserves a sheesh. Sheesh. Bro, I heckin' love Standing Order. It made the Guardian matchup as Dromai so smooth-headed. Yeah, honestly, probably, this is probably the highlight, so you can probably stop watching now. That's truly my luck. No, I'm using up my luck for tomorrow. I'm playing in a 1K tomorrow. No! That seems like a good one to get Rainbow Foil. Energetic Impact. I imagine that's going to be a KO card. Ooh, got a Plow Under. Got a Felling and a Plow in this box. Is that... Yeah, it's 8 again. This is a 9 Majestic box. Sheesh. Alright, last box. Or last pack. Should be last box. I should stop opening after this and just sell the rest. I mean, honestly, Hamal, if you ever did want to fly me out to work an event or something, I'd always be down to do that. Like an event that I'm not already planning on going to. I'd be down to work the booth. I don't know if that's necessarily up to you, but... Alright, next box. Box number 4. Alright, after this one, let's crack our first gold foil. While we're lucky, we'll crack a gold foil. I should probably clean up my Majestics. I do like them doing more Majestics per box, because theoretically... Oh, Mara! Let me double check that none of my locals need this first, which I don't think anyone does. And if no one does, it's all yours. I gotta take care of the people that have trade credit with me first. Set that aside for you. Oh yeah, I was trying to say something about prices. I imagine the increased pull rate of Majestics is going to lower the price on average of Majestics. You know, obviously, if there's more per box, then the EV has to, you know, be redistributed. That being said, the boxes are more expensive than previous boxes. This is what, 120 a box is the MSRP. So maybe it kind of averages out to be about the same that it used to be. Instead of them being worth more, they just stay the same. Not sure, we'll see. But I do like that also because I think one of the problems with Fab box opening compared to like Pokemon is there's so few hits, gotta leave them hanging, so few, and a catch of the day. There's so few dopamine hits per box that it makes box opening not feel that great. It's like maybe you get a legendary, maybe you get a Marvel or something, and then Majestics really aren't even that big of a dopamine hit. If you get like a Felling back in Rosetta, yeah, that's a dopamine hit. But like, it's really specific cards that would be. And then the rest of the box is kind of boring. Got a good-natured brutality. So like having more, ooh, look, I got a thing, is probably good for the pack opening experience. Got a Beat of the Iron song. I can't say too well how that's going to be for most people because I'm pretty desensitized to like giving a shit about opening packs. I open so many that I'm like, I just don't care anymore. But I'd be curious to see what other people think about that. Oh, there's no second wave after this? Interesting. Is that confirmed or is that insider information that's not that insider anymore? And my trash can is overflowing. Ooh, got a foil Song of Sinew. I'm really surprised that that card was not in Yuki's list. Ooh. That looks really sick. Wow. I like the like behind the text stuff too. That's really cool. That's a nice looking cold foil. Okay, we're gonna sleeve that in a sec. Yeah. How much is this? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'd be curious also if that's an indication that they think the set is bad and people aren't going to buy it as much, which from a lot of small little things seems to be my thinking. You know, they said we're not going to do draft for the pro for Worlds. Um, what was the other thing? Oh, there's another thing. And they juiced the fuck out of the expansion slot. It feels like they didn't actually feel that confident in this set to me. Pack maintenance. Gotta channel the Tranquil Domain. So we're only at 6 Majestics. We got 4 packs left. Technically, you got a foil Majestic. Only 30 for a card that beautiful? That's unfortunate. Got a Show of Strength. And a bait. Alright, last pack of the box. Will this be the first one that we don't get 8 Majestics? It will be. Unlucky. Alright, let's do a little maintenance here. And shove all my trash down because it's currently overflowing with pack wrappers onto the floor. And then we will shove this all to the side and open up our first gold foil. This is going to be, let's do number 1. So this is a ProQuest Season 6 gold foil. Any guessers in chat of what we're going to get? Any hopes of what we're going to get? How about that? That might be the better one. Where did my Majestics go? Am I just mixing in my supers with my Majestics? I have been. I guess that's fine. Oh, I started off by separating them. That's what happened. Oh, this was my foil pile. I understand. Man, my pack maintenance went to shit, huh? Okay, there's that. Segregate this out. There we go. Now, where did the foils go? At the bottom of this. Okay. So bad at this. Must be Autism Awareness Month. Holy. Ooh, snaps would be nice. I don't even know what's good pulls anymore. Breaking Scales? Is Breaking Scales good? Storm of Sandigai would be pretty troll. I believe this is my split with Joe. All right, gold foil number 1. Make sure I don't lose that sticky note so I keep them organized. This might be the first time I've ever actually opened a gold foil now that I think about it. Because I think I've sold them sealed every single time and never kept one for myself. I helped open boosters open my Nationals one. But oh no wait, I opened some with Saint back in the day on his channel. Okay, I guess that counts. I've opened them before. Man, this has been sitting here for so long, the seal's like going inside of it. Keck. Oh, does it not exist, Mara? Ooh. Ooh. All right. Any last minute guesses? Oh, what's with the black at the bottom? Is that normal? Is it to like hold the card in place so it doesn't shift around? All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay. It's at least majestic. This does see some fringe play. I imagine this isn't one of the better ones to get, but I have no idea. How much does this one go for? Hamal, price check. All right. I'm going to put this back in so I don't lose track of which one is which. I don't want to put the sticky note directly onto this just in case the buyer cares about the residue on it. That's a pretty cool one. All right, let's get back to box opening. Let me put my hits back out. I guess I'll put the Painful Passage off to the side and probably sleeve it. Just so it doesn't get mixed in with anything else. So far, 4 boxes, and we've got 4 legendaries and a cold foil adaptive mold. Adaptive alpha mold. Pretty good, I'd say. Let's keep up the momentum. Does anyone have a price check on the Dread Scythe? Amal, you're supposed to be a knower. I trusted you. Guess like this. 300 is not bad. Got to take the bait. Does anyone in chat want to take the bait and buy that Dread Scythe? Man, what a great box. We got a Dread Scythe in it. Keck. Got a Show of Strength. I guess. Also, hey, Void. This. I kind of forgot that it was happening, to be honest, until recently. I got a foil old switcheroo and an adaptive alpha mold. Got another felling. Wow, we're just opening so... Is this like our third felling or something? Ooh. Is this worth anything? Probably not. It's a common. I didn't know this even existed. That's cool. Got a No Hero Stands Alone as well. I imagine this is like $2. Eh. Also, my like deck isn't even ready for the 1K. I kind of got a Blood Follows the Blade. I think that was a card you were looking for, right, Quinn? 12's way more than I was expecting. Gotta leave him hanging. Yeah, I'm like in the middle of doing some crackhead shit with my deck right now, so it's kind of in shambles. Yeah, probably Gravy, just because I don't have anything else ready. It's probably when I'm gonna play out World, so I'm trying to heads down play it. I still haven't decided what I'm gonna play. Oh, got a foil Battlefield Beacon. I haven't decided what I'm gonna play yet at the Players Championship yet, though. Because there's a chance that I don't play Gravy in it just because the metagame of it is pretty weird, with it being you know who your opponent is already, and I get to decide play draw every single round because I'm seat 1. So there's like some weird metagaming to be had there of picking something else. I haven't put enough thought into it yet, though. It's a lot of the like, I know that you know that I know type of stuff going on with that metagame. And got a backspin thrust. 9 Majestics in this box? Oh, one of them's foil. That makes more sense. I'm basically just juggling Gravy right now. Because my thinking is I think Gravy is like probably the best deck in the game. And if we get to Worlds and the metagame shifts because of decks rotating, where it's an extremely hostile metagame to Gravy, then that's probably a really good metagame for Prism. So I'll just default back to Prism if that happens. Or maybe like I could play a Prism Void Circuit. Maybe I play like a Prism deck that, because I know I'm always going first, maybe I played more auras. Kind of similar idea there. Or maybe I play an aggro deck that really takes advantage of play draw, which, you know, typically is pretty good when you're playing an aggro deck. I could see that being really advantageous if I was playing Syndra, for example. I'm not 100% sure on that. I could see that be the case. I at least need to, like, put some thought into it, you know? I'm not sure if with how the deck has changed, you'll actually like Gravy Bones anymore, Mara. Remember when I was talking to you before about it, saying I think you'd really like this deck? I think you would have really liked Gravy Bones when Tipple was still legal because it was just a fucking aggro deck that you just said no blocks every turn. Now the deck's significantly more cringe to play, and feels a bit closer to Big Dragon Dromai. So I don't know if that's like really your speed anymore. You should still try it, but this is a good deck. Yeah, Sloop feels so bad to play now. Got a Golden Gat, Gate, yeah, Gat Dam, and a Show of Strength. Make Sloop great again. Taco Bell check. How much is a reaping death sight? Death sight. Got a foil take the bait. I know one local that's going to be very happy about getting this card. Who's going to another felling of the crown. Who's going to try convincing everyone that this card's actually good. Yeah, gold. We opened our first gold foil. Fellow ass blasters. Hit the gas. That's what you guys are going to be doing after the Taco Bell. Me after a Chalupa Supreme. No tall tales, which is also you're going to be having some tall tales after the Chalupa. And a Tempest. Oh my goodness, that was what, 3 Majestics in a row? So maybe we get one more Majestic this box, but we still have like half the box left. Nut. True. When your friend starts asking what all the different things in the Mexican menu is, and the server just says meat, cheese, tortilla. Meat, cheese, tortilla. Meat, cheese, tortilla. Oh, got an angelic attendant. Nice. First one. How is felling the crown more common than this? Meat, cheese, rice, tortilla. And I fixed the match. Is this 9 Majestics in this box? Wow. I think that's our first niner. Not not counting foils, which can't quite fit that on screen. Maybe I should resize this a bit so you can see a bit over to that side. Once I finish this box, I'm going to resize this slightly. And up my mic a bit because this pile's getting so big that it's touching the mic. I'm probably just going to hoard my fellings, to be honest. I think this set kind of sucks ass. So the EV has to go somewhere, right? I think it's going to go to the expansion slot cards. That was a pretty good box. We got our first Angelic. Set that aside for myself. Set aside the Gallo from earlier as well, so we can have a count as we're going. Boop. Boop. Already put those over. Put this here. Put this here. This here. Have a swig of cranberry juice. Okay, smidge bigger. That way we can see some of the stuff over here. Maybe I'll just do this. We're going to have all the hits in a row over here. That looks kind of shitty with the glare. Put it on this side. I like that. And then we can put the... I'm actually looking for these cards over here. All according to Keikaku. This just like fell right open. These packs do not want to stand up. Oh, overcrowded. You're right. You're right. You're right. Good looks. So smart. So handsome. Thank you so much, Julian. This is why you're my goat. But if anyone's looking for them locally, I'll end up selling. Oh my god. So good. I'm not telling you guys any tall tales about these pack openings. They're legit just busted. How much is Cold Foil Warmongers going for? Warmongers might be catch of the day. Speaking of handsome, I'm going to toot my own horn for a sec. I'm so happy that my hair finally started settling into place after I got my haircut. I wasn't like quite happy with the haircut I got. It was fine. I like it, but it wasn't what I asked for. And then my hair kind of adjusted after like a few weeks, and I finally like what it looks like. Oh, so OP. Gotta wait for it to grow back out though, because I'm gonna have it restyled and redone once it's a bit longer. I might actually get my hair colored for Worlds also. I wanted to do like peekaboo highlights. Got a Beat of the Iron song. I think that's my third one for Josh. Gotta fix the match. Feels like I'm fixing these box pulls with how good they are. And got a foil Beat the Same Drum. I don't know what like 90% of these super rares do, and I just assume almost all of them are ass. Just some fucking draft chaff shit. I kind of like that design space though, of making your super rares draft relevant cards. Got a Channel of the Tranquil Domain. Make them like a bit harder to pull, so they don't like warp the format, but you can tune up the power level a little bit and then make them build around cards. I don't think they necessarily made the supers build around cards in this set, but I think that's a knob that they could turn in the future that would be pretty interesting. That's like a design space of Fab that I felt like has been lacking in most draft sets. Build around cards, like if you play Magic, kind of like Drake's Haven and stuff like that. Just something that you're going to pick up, and then it's going to inform a lot of your decision making of what cards that you draft after this, because it changes the value of a lot of the cards in your deck after this. Or it changes the value of certain picks. Like, yes, that's a thing. I got a Mage Hunter Arrow. Yes, that's a thing of like, obviously the cards that you take are going to change the value of other cards you take, but significantly more. Like, what if you had a piece of equipment that generated value every single time you clashed? Well, maybe now I take clash cards a bit higher. That type of a card design. Got a in the palm of your hand. And got a foil Mage Hunter. Yeah, but that's like... Yes, those are build-around effects, but it feels like that's as far as they typically go with build-around effects in Fab. Like, got another cold foil adaptive. Nice. This was $30, right? I feel like they could go further with build-around effects. There was another set in the pack. God, this pack's upside down. There was another set in the past couple years, standard, felling every box. That did have some build around stuff, and I can't remember what it was. I want to say it was MST, but I can't remember right now. I'll remember randomly on another stream and say, but that was just like something I did like about whatever set that was. That was a pretty good box, if I do say so myself. Got a cold foil Warmongers, a felling, and a adaptive mold. Nice. Okay, you guys keep track of the felling count now. Every time I open a felling, say, like, update the count. This is number 5. Do we have more legendaries or fellings? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the same number of legendaries as we do fellings. Ah, no, stay up. All right, next box. Are there any other Majestics that are, like, big hits? Like, I'm assuming felling is, like, one of the hits. What else is the good Majestics in the set? I haven't looked at TCG Player yet. I actually really think this card is good. I think this card is going to see constructed play in the future. It having a modal cost curve is, I think, really powerful. The if you're listening, not watching, that was Bluster buff. The cost 1, but then you can pay an extra $1 to make it not lose -1. Felling's not a good hit? That's fucking crazy. That's fucked. Got a hunter or hunted. Where'd my felling go? I opened a felling in this box, right? I think it's this one. Outside interference, light up the leaf. We have gotten 0 light up the leaves. I forgot that card existed. Okay. Is felling, like, overprinted? Hamal, are you still watching? My kingdom for a light up the leaves. Okay, so felling is a good hit then. You guys gaslighting me? I will not stand for this. That's unfortunately probably true. Oh, got a Gallo. Gallo count number 2. Man, snack inflation has gone crazy. Fucking bag of Doritos is like $8 now. The price of junk food is the sole reason that I'm now eating healthier, I think. I just went, fuck this. This shit's too goddamn expensive for shit that isn't even good for me. I'll just get a goddamn carrot instead. I'll just eat like a rabbit. Sheesh. Got a plow. I think we haven't gotten that many plows yet. And got a foil overcrowded. I think it's like second plow. And a cutting retort. I think that's our first cutting retort. The art on this card is so good. This shit goes so hard. My camera can't focus on it at all. Whatever. I don't even know which card is outside interference, to be honest. Hit the gas. I definitely opened it already. I just forget which one it is. Bro, how is this expensive? How is this one of the best cards in the set? I'm gonna fucking pump and dump that shit. Holy. I find it really hard to believe any of the Majestics that are for the new heroes specifically. Oh, got the card from the thumbnail. Nice. I find it really hard to believe that any of the cards that are for the new heroes should be expensive. That just seems ludicrous to me. Like, all these heroes are kind of ass. Whatever. So maybe it's short printed? All right, I don't know what a euro is. Tell me how much that is in Snickers. How many Snickers can that buy me? Got a cries of encore. How many king-size Snickers can that get me? Take what back? You gotta narrow that down. I say a lot of heinous shit. About the new hero sucking? Got a catch of the day. Alright, not the best box. We got no legendary in this one, right? Unlucky. Hey, Wolf, what's up? Haven't seen you in a minute. How you doing? What the fuck? This goes over here. This goes here. This goes here. This got fucked up. That goes there. And then these go over here. I see. So lots of League of Legends then. Unlucky. Oh, since you're here, let's take a break and open up our next gold foil. Let's do number 2. Any guesses in chat of what this one's gonna be? Any speculation? Any what you guys would like it to see? Like it to be? Like it to see it be. What do you guys think? What are you hoping for? Hoovia? It can't be scabs. It's this is from a ProQuest, so these can only be like a rare, common, or some specific Majestics. They are all a ProQuest legendary or ProQuest gold foils. Gamblers would be pretty good. Dread Scythe. I mean, hey, if we get 4 Dread Scythes, I might be okay with that because 300 bones is pretty good. I think I'm okay. I'll take 3 Dread Scythes over any number of Coda Frosts. Pouncing Lynx would be nice. Is there any good ones for Illusionist? Did they make the AB gloves yet? All right, let's crack into this. Oh, it feels so wrong opening these. Ooh, Goliath Gauntlet. Any of the old ones seems like a good pit. We're manifesting the snaps here. We got another snaps, or is this the same snaps? 3, 2, 1. That seems okay. This at least is a card that sees play. And if people are going to max rarity something, max raritying an LL deck makes sense, right? And this is a card that sees play in LL because Prism exists. This doesn't seem terrible, but probably not worth that much money. Any idea how much this is? Hamal! Hamal! My guess is this is like $800 and I'm sad. Not $800. Wow, that's way too high. I'm thinking back to the old prices. Holy. My guess is this is like $150. Bro, if it's $20, I'll fucking keep it. All right, on to some more boxes. Do you even play that in Big Dragon anymore now that Tome exists? I don't see much reason to do that. I guess if you still need to make Ash going first, but you can't give up your hat slot, it's like maybe reasonable. I struggle to imagine which matchup that would be. In purple, it's 160. That's not bad. That's pretty close to what I guessed, though, of the 120. 160 is pretty bad. 160 is pretty bad. I'm just gaslighting myself. That's pretty bad. Yeah, that makes sense. Are you still trying to play Dromai for Worlds, Mara? I really want to play Dromai. It feels so dubious actually playing it, though. Decks are so fucking broken. Sheesh. Another one. I'm going wild for this. I'm going wild for another Warmongers. I don't know about you guys. This is Warmongers number 4? Sheesh. I'm glad you're having a good time, Gavin. If you like the channel, make sure you subscribe and check out my other content. For anyone that's been waiting, by the way, on the gravy guide, like I said earlier, I got sick, so I was unable to go to the pre-releases, so I just used that time to work on the gravy guide, and I'm like almost done with it. I need to proofread it, and then I need to finish writing my section about how to play against aggro decks, and then I feel like I need to just like add something else into the deck. Got a painful passage. Not the fancy one. I'm sorry, Mara. It's not the nice one. Calm down. Yeah, I need to add like another section to it, I think, going over some more basic stuff, because I feel like too much of it is high level stuff. And I'm not trying to say that in like a way to like toot my own horn. I think I need some more content in there that's geared towards not necessarily beginners with the deck, but you're past the point. Got a Reckless Stampede and a Backspin Thrust. More geared towards players that are past the point of I know what my cards do, but not quite to the point of I need deep game planning stuff. Just like slightly earlier in your journey learning the deck than that. I'm not quite sure what it is. I got to sit down and think about it. But all that to be said, I'm almost done with it. I think I might have that out soon. I need to have a couple people look at it, give me their thoughts before I publish it, and then figure out my pricing for it and everything. So yeah, stay tuned. That's going to be out soon. And of course, I have my gravy deck list with sideboard notes on. Speak of the Marvel, I guess it's not a Marvel technically. Have we opened a single Marvel? We haven't, right? Got a cold foil extended art Cries of Encore. How much is this, chat? This is sick. Oh, I just noticed she's standing on like a dragon or something. You're feeling pretty good about your list. Runeblade is tough, but I feel good into just about everything else. Still very favored into Starvo, as well as any deck trying to target aggro decks like New and Florin. Yeah, I also feel really got an outside interference. Nice. One of the money cards, apparently. I also feel really good about the slow 200 bones. Woo! I feel really good about the slow decks also. My problem is I think some of the fast decks have evolved to be too fast for you to deal with. I can't go fast enough to keep up with them. And if I try playing oh my god, bro, come on, you can't gas me up like that and then say sorry, never mind, it's less than half that price. Come on. You owe me the difference after gassing me up like that. That's the rule. No, I don't want your apology. You have to pay the difference. That's the rule. Sorry. Sorry. Chat, arrest him. Shake him down. Yeah, I was playing Essence of Ancestry in my list too. I was beating aggro decks initially, but I think that was largely on the fact that people were playing unoptimized lists and were unpracticed on these heroes. Like, for example, I was able to kind of swindle Zens, but I feel like if the Zens start playing like literally one copy of Cosmic Awakening, I can no longer win that matchup. Is Gala playable right now? I see some people are trying it and saying it's good in some matchups. It is definitely good in some matchups. The problem that I see is, does it move? What matchups is it good in? Are you already winning those matchups? And if you're not, does it actually move the needle in any of them? I think against Pallades, if that becomes a real deck, that's a pretty convincing reason to play that card. Against Ira, it's pretty reasonable. Against Assassin, it's pretty reasonable. If Dory actually picks up and play, it's pretty reasonable. Ooh, got a cold foil Horns of the Despised. Because like if it's for slow decks, you already have other tools for the slow decks. Against Mask Momentum, you had Anka, and you already didn't want to discard to Anka. So why would I play Speak of the Devil? We just had to manifest him. We just had to start talking about how dog ass this card is for him to appear. Nice. It's basically, if we start seeing decks in the metagame that we really need this to move the needle in the matchup, I think it's pretty reasonable to play it. But I don't know how much of the metagame is going to be that. Because right now I don't think it's very much. But things are going to change and adjust as like the metagame evolves, because we don't really have that much data to go off of. I think we'll see after the calling how things kind of shake up, because that's probably going to inform a lot of the metagame moving forward. Just, you know, people copying what's getting played there. Let me catch up on chat real quick. I missed some of your messages. Yeah, double Kyloria is such a big deal. I really love Dragon Scalers. Ooh, got another Angelic Attendant. Nice. So we're at 2 Gallo, 2 Overcrowded, and 2 Angelic. Nice. And got a Cutting Retort. And a foil Beat the Same Drum. Man, that was a pack and a half. Holy. Kyloria can be a little difficult to actually do the double Kyloria, because you really need to have, like, Rake the Embers Kyloria for that to actually play a lot of the time. You can just, like, do it with, like, random pitch card in your hand, I suppose. But then that kind of defeats the point of it by going, like, play Kyloria, then just pitch to Furnace to crack boots. Not really trying to do that. That's, like, kind of defeating the point of this play. And if they pop you, it kind of shits on the play. You got a new secret tech? You're not going to tell me? I thought we were friends. Mara. I thought we were friends. Okay, fine. Tell me a not in public. And then I'll just talk about it on stream instead. Keck W. Gotta show strength and a battlefield beacon. I'm kidding, of course. Yeah, like I really want to play one of the illusionists, obviously. I I haven't put any work into it yet, but I'm debating on playing version 2 Prism. She looks like she could do some interesting things in the format. Version 2 Prism was able to hang with Zen and all the other broken shit going on during MST, and she's only stronger now. She's got Luminaris, she's got Angelic Attendant, you've got Secum now. Like, there's so many more. Oh, and you got the new hat, if that's relevant for any of the matchups. Got a Mage Hunter Arrow. Yeah, I'm talking about LL. Is Chain super busted right now? Chain does seem pretty good. I don't know if it's busted, but it seems pretty good. I can't wait to see the Spice and me to just be like, Mara, you're a crackhead. This doesn't work. Or this won't really work. Got a Blood Follows the Blade and a No Hero Stands Alone. Oh, Mara! Oh, we've done it! You are brilliant, Mara. Forgot my pack maintenance for a second there. Yeah, I've been enjoying Gravy Bones for that aspect too, because it's scratching the itch that I haven't been able to scratch for a long time from OG Prism and Dromai. I get a lot of the same happy brain chemicals that I did get playing those decks. I feel you on that though. Kind of lost all my decks after uh Dromai left. It's like I can play Prism. I don't really want to play that deck. It's kind of a cringe to play. Enigma wasn't quite the same. Um Gravy Scratch is a very similar itch to me because it's the resource management, it's the dealing with fatigue, it's how much aggro can I output, it's giving my opponent the noose to hang themselves with my board state. Got a catch of the day. I don't necessarily think. Oh, got a Cries of the Encore again. I don't necessarily think that it scratches the same itch as Big Dragon because I'm not blocking that much in Gravy. In Big Dragon, I was trying to like play for seconds, like block a lot, go to second cycle. My whole deck gotta fix the match. My whole deck is red, so my second cycle is gonna be way better than yours. And you're not really doing that in Gravy. You're playing a first cycle game that forces it into second cycle because whatever you're doing is better than whatever your opponent's doing, so they end up having to just block out and try to fatigue you because they are getting shit on. So you're really not doing the blocking thing as much in Gravy. You can, but it's really not that good. I think TCG Player is bottlenecking Pokemon Fab, Gundam MTG, and Union all have day one release. Holy, I did not realize that. Oh my god, did you guys see the new Secret Layer stuff that got posted today for Magic? So fucking cringe. Like all the Dwight Schrute cards. I was like, what the fuck is this? What is this doing in Magic? Got a Mage Hunter Arrow. Who asked for Dwight Schrute like playing as his D&D character or whatever the fuck it is? Like I don't. Who is this for? Oh, got a foil Beat of the Iron Song. That's cool. And in the palm of your hands. That being said, I did like the 3 Final Fantasy cards that I saw that got spoiled for the Magic crossover. What does it say about me that when I saw those 3 Final Fantasy cards, I knew every single piece of gear that they were wearing in those cards if I wanted to reconstruct their glamour in game? I don't know what that says about me. I might be Final Fantasy 14 pilled. Oh, got a cutting retort. Whatever price cutting retort is, I feel like it's too low. I'm assuming it's like $10 or something, and it should be way more. Can I get your opinion on each hero and their problems in this set, unless I already have a video on it? I do not have a video on it. I feel like anything I say about them is going to be rather surface level because I haven't played them at all in CC. It's just kind of like, you know, intuiting what the cards do. Got a hunter or hunted. Let me finish this box and then I'll articulate my thoughts a little bit better. I think the biggest problem is all 4 of their hero powers aren't particularly strong. 3 of them don't have a weapon. And it's debatable if Pallades' weapon is like even best in slot weapon for her. I think Lyeth has the strongest hero power out of them, but it's very hard actually getting value out of it. Just like by nature of how you have to play the deck and like consistency issues. Got it to be continued, cold foil. Let me articulate my thoughts a little bit better. So for RKO, I really don't think the payoff is there to play this hero. You lose a lot of the strength of the brute card pool by having to play this hero because you can't play any of the good cards that like put you in brute. So I was like, okay, I lost a lot of power cards. So what's replacing them? And that's the funny thing. There's nothing really replacing them. You really don't have that many good cards in the hero that like pull you into the hero. And then your hero power isn't even that strong. It's okay. It's kind of cute. But you're just like sometimes going a little bit above rate when you do the thing. And you have to be higher in life to get to do the thing a lot of the times. Which is a tall ask, especially when you're playing a deck that doesn't have power cards to like flip the life totals. And you have a tough time actually like leveraging all of your cards if you're trying to do that. So I don't see the vision with this hero. And you're gonna lose Claw soon. Let's talk about Nut. A hero power that just like generates 1 value every turn, in theory, is pretty good. That's pretty good. But like, I don't think this necessarily keeps up with current day Fab as a defensive deck. I think this is the type of deck that would see play to prey on very specific decks in the game. Kind of like how Pablo played that defensive Bravo deck at that one calling. It was preying on a very specific meta because of how the breakpoints lined up defensively, and it was a very good deck for that event. This does a very similar thing in my mind. But what you're doing isn't inherently powerful. I don't even think Skullbone like realistically moves the needle. Because it's not like you can do that much with like the information of your top. And like a lot of the times you're just gonna nut and your turn works no matter what you hit off the top. Because you have like vigor tokens and stuff. and you're playing in such a way where you're like, if I hit a red off the top, I'm going to do this. If I hit a yellow off the top, I'm going to do this. Like, I have a play based on either outcome, so it doesn't actually matter. So I don't actually think that's the issue. I just think that what you're doing isn't inherently that powerful. And is extremely punished by opponents taking setup turns into you and just calling you a clown and saying, show me that you can convert your whole hand on offense, because I don't think it can. So there's like issues with that. It's not issues in the same way that the high seas heroes had, where they're just like lacking cards to function. The hero powers of both Puffin and Marlin are actually quite good, and their weapons are quite good. And they have powerful cards, but they're missing core engine pieces that let their deck function. And that's not necessarily the case here. In the case of KO, he's missing power cards, but has the things to make him function. But his functioning just isn't very good. Tough Nut's functioning is just kind of medium. It's like, cool, you can get 14 value around. That's just not good enough. That's just not like how the game of Fab is like actually played. Pallades just basically doesn't have a hero power. Like, she kind of does. And you can do some cute shit with like keeping a blue aura around for a long time. And like confidence can do something sometimes. But realistically, you're not generating that much value off of your hero power. And her card pool of what she gains of her talent really isn't that strong. She's got some interesting cards, but I wouldn't say any of them is like, holy shit, that pulls me into this hero. Again, it feels like Tough Nut, where it's like you're attacking a specific meta. That is what I was saying with Tough Nut. Like, you're attacking a specific meta because the defensive breakpoints line up very profitably for you, like Alexi meta or something. I don't think Rock is very good. Rock is severely punished by your opponent just saying, I'm just going to play off turn, then on turn. You're going to rock me? I'm going to block 3 cards Arsenal pass. You're going to rock? Oh, you have 4 cards and you can't use them all? That's crazy. What did I expect from the fucking rock deck? My turn? Yeah, no blocks to your 7. You can IP. You can IP 2 after the rock. And now I'm going to play a 5-card hand and leak damage. I think you're severely punished by that. And we're not even getting to the most crucial part of all of this. These heroes can't beat the current good heroes. Like, these can't beat Florian, which apparently is one of the better heroes right now. I don't buy it. These can't beat Gravy. So, like, what is your place in the meta if you can't beat the current good heroes? And if the meta goes back to state like when we had Aurora, because we're going to get Aurora back very soon, I believe, like 6 months from now or something, that seems like a terrible place for these heroes as well. Just like a really good aggro deck that's able to leverage all their cards. I think Lyeth is pretty interesting, but he has inconsistency issues as well as defensive blocking issues. I think Lyeth looks most interesting to me if someone can figure out a fatigue deck with him. I think that deck would have been pretty oppressive if CYB was still legal, but it's not. So that's neither here nor there. I don't even know if Unsolved properly does it justice, because I think it might just not be good enough. Like, you can high roll people, but realistically what you're doing might not be strong enough. I could be wrong. I'm more than happy to be wrong, but this is my current opinion. It's not an end all be all, it's just my like kind of initial impression with the heroes. Let me just make some more room for commons over here. Like, I'm very willing to be wrong about this. I'm not exploring these heroes, though, so you're not going to get the best opinion from me on this. You're probably better off talking to someone that's actually putting time into these heroes. Just going to be real with you. All All right, let's actually start cracking some more boxes instead of yapping. Though feel free to ask me more questions if you want me to yap. I don't know if that's true. I am going to choose to believe Lyeth was not designed with CYB in mind. Oh, got my last Gallo. Because if he was designed with CYB in mind, the implications of that are not something that I want to think about within LSS of my confidence in their ability to balance the game. Because CYB was clearly a massive issue for the game, and they didn't think it was. So if they were that far down the road that they were thinking about Lyeth was CYB at a point and thought that was okay, I think that doesn't speak well to their credibility of design on the game. Because I think it's very obvious CYB was an issue. Got a Beat of Iron song. What did you say, Mara? What card in Super Slam do you think they will have them? Yeah, Warmongers is a pretty good answer. That being said, Warmongers isn't really seeing that much play right now. Hmm. Well, I do think that the Prism card is the most powerful card in the set, but that's not necessarily the question that you're asking. Honestly, the answer is probably some number of the KO cards that let KO be like a playable deck again in CC. It could just be the Clash of Vigor for KO, honestly. I think the Clash of Vigor, like, really opened up the ability to play KO again. Buckwild, yeah, that's another good one. Because if none of the new heroes are going to impact the game, like, let's just assume that's the case, then realistically, it's something that's impacting an older hero. And I think KO is the hero getting the biggest boost from this set. And we haven't gotten a legendary in like 2 boxes. This is bullshit. Yeah, we had a whole conversation actually about heavy hitters card design on the podcast got a light up the leaves. On the podcast this week, if you guys want to listen to that. Kind of talking about, like, Noah brought up the thought of, he didn't phrase it this way, but he was kind of implying power creep in this set. And my point was along the lines of, they saw that things that they didn't think would have as low of an impact as they actually had. I need to phrase that better. They thought there were cards that were in heavy hitters that would have had more of an impact, and they saw that they didn't, so they tuned up the knobs a bit with this set because they felt like that was safe. And I think that's true. I think it was pretty safe to do that. The podcast this week felt like a filler episode. We had like nothing to talk about, so we just kind of like talked about random bullshit. Bro, where's my legendaries? This is bullshit. I demand legendaries. I demand another Warmongers. Right, meow. All right, let's do one more box. And then, oh no, we still have so many more boxes before I open another gold foil. I'm like maybe halfway done. Sheesh. What? I'm manifesting, Mara. See, this is why we don't have Dromai yet. You're not manifesting enough. You need to do one of the things on Twitter. Oh, I got a Marvel Tough Nut. Unlucky it's young Tough Nut. See? Manifest. You need to do one of the, like, gonna post about Dromai every day until she gets her new version of the hero. Listen, if you did that, we'd have a new Dromai by now. It worked for oh god, what the fuck is his name? Oh man. 1 second. I talked to him recently on Facebook. Lee Kimball, of him posting about his collection every day until he got onto Collector's Week. Worked for him. All I'm saying, Mara, is it's your fault we don't have new Dromai. It's literally specifically your fault. Sorry, not sorry. Got a foil cutting retort. No, you didn't try. That's the problem. True. God damn it, Mara. I thought you liked this hero. This is now my headcanon that you're the one holding it back. You've had the spoiled version this whole time and are under NDA. Oh, got the Tiara of Suspense cold foil. That's cool. I didn't know that came in the set. Yeah, you've had the spoiled version of Dromai this entire time, but are under NDA to not talk about it. And we're not allowed to get the new Dromai until you top another event. That's why we haven't gotten it yet. It's your fault specifically. Hey, Martin. Shots fired. Hey, challenge. Accept the challenge. Go top worlds. I believe in you. You finally get to play Dromai again. This is your event. Who said anything about without Dromai? You can just go register an event that Dromai is legal in. I didn't specify what event it had to be. It can't be ProQuest. It has to be like a real event. And then when they interview you, that's all you ask them about. You dodge every question during the interview and just keep asking about Dromai and be really annoying. I know you're good at being annoying, Mara. You can do that too. I have faith that you can do that. Sure. Though I think Worlds would be the better one. Maybe you can get a Pro Tour Dromai, like the one that you were so close to getting before. The suspense is killing me for you topping an event so we can get Dromai Mara. And I haven't played against a Teklo in a long ass time. Last Teklo I played against was at PT Amsterdam. I got a Teklo round 1 and my opponent was just like, oh no, because I was playing an illusionist and he was like, damn. Guess I lose round 1. Here. I don't know why I sleeved that. He did in fact lose that game. I looped him. I explained to him that he had deterministically lost this game. He watched me loop for a few more turns, and then it went, I understand. I'm not gonna make you do it anymore. Sheesh. Oh, true. Wait, you could... Oh, got the golden... Yeah. God damn. And the crowd goes wild. Man, what a waste of a Marvel. Both of our Marvels were poop soup. Alright, Mara, now hear me out. You could play Dromai, or full power -IO. Think about it. Think about it. My floor right now is just like a field of pack wrappers because my trash can can't keep up with them. What if I told you Cuddy might be cutting from the Patreon list? Gotta foil fix the match. I do not know what anime that you were talking about. I have not been watching that much anime recently. I kind of just, like, stopped watching anime after I got back from Japan. Not, like, because of that, like, because of any reason. I just, like, coincidentally, I just happened to stop watching anime. I think it's because there was a bunch of seasons of, like, no show that I was, like, super hyped to watch. So I was like, I'll catch up on all these later. Oh, the only thing I'm actually watching right now is Dan to Dan. Oh, and I'm still reading Chainsaw Man. Bro's cooking with Chainsaw Man. I do think I'm gonna go see the movie for Chainsaw Man in theaters. It's a really good arc. I really can't wait for them to animate the part after this movie. That's like one of the best parts of Chainsaw Man. Felling count. Julian, felling. And an outside interference. Yeah, Dio seems pretty reasonable in CC, especially after some of the high up there LL point heroes rotate. I need to catch up on a bunch of manga that I used to read. The site that I was reading manga on got taken down. So I don't know where I was on a bunch of the manga I was reading, and it was just so much effort trying to figure it out that I just said, fuck it. I mean, Mara, spice from you is always good stream content, even if it's some crackhead shit. Connor was actually fucking around with, Cog Dio when High Seas first came out, and it was pretty reasonable. It was, like, a little too cute, but it was, like, a reasonable deck. Just all of your blues are theoretically gain an action point when you find them on top is pretty nice. It does, like, devalue your other items a little bit, though. That was just, like, my observation when I was watching him play. It's still fine. Is Backspin the new Majestic? I don't know. Am I doxing myself anything? No. That many boxes. That was probably a mistake. Because now I gotta reorient my camera. I think this looks fine. Sure, something like that. Why would that make you sad, Pyro? Whenever you hear me pause when reading a name, that's when my brain just goes error 404. I'm not reading your whole last name. That's too long. It's like that clip of Trump trying to read a acetaminophen. And but instead of fumbling through it, oh, I got a New Horizons extended art. But instead of fumbling through the word and embarrassing myself, I just decide I ain't doing that. That looks pretty nice. Maybe I'll use this one instead of the one that I have. We'll see. I'm not sure which art I like better. What's the reason to play that attack in Dio, though? How do you even tap a cog in Dio? What am I missing? This seems unplayable. Got it in the palm of your hands. Ooh, light up the leaves. Okay, so you're like putting cards in your deck to utilize the cogs. Okay, that was the missing piece. Because I think just putting the copper cogs in your deck can, speak of flick knives. See, all the legendaries from earlier were just in a traffic jam. We were still supposed to get one legendary a box. They just were spaced out wrong. But yeah, I think the copper cogs can be reasonable on their own without any payoff for them. But you can definitely play attacks with them. I don't even know if this is the best box that we had, to be honest. Got a foil overcrowded and a channel. Yeah, I think one of the boxes that we had earlier had like a cold foil warmongers, um, and an adaptive. That might be better. I'm assuming that these two legendaries weren't that expensive that we just got. Yeah, I can see, I see the vision. I see the vision, Mara. I just you didn't say the cog attack, so my brain didn't like assume that you were playing them. Have I pulled a cold foil channel yet? No, I have not. But now that you said so, we will. That's how that works. We manifest. Bro, don't make me turn the camera again. Don't make me. I don't know how many boxes we're at. An amount. What was that? So, 2, 4, 6, 12, 14. We have exactly 15 left. Have I pulled a Marvel New Drama yet? Manifesting. True! I do actually want to get the new Prism that just came out, the gem pack one. Got a hunter or hunted. The other Prism I don't want, the like Pro Tour one. A, I think it looks fucking stupid, and B, the Prism I have is way better. I have a cold foil that was like the one that I had my like all those good tournament runs with, so it has sentimental value to me. And it's signed by Livia Prima, and it's graded. So like, come on, I'm gonna of course use that one. I think I literally have it right here. Eh. Yeah, like This is way better than the Pro Tour Prism. And I think it looks fucking stupid. But my version 2 Prism, I don't have any sentimental attachment with. It's just a random cold foil from like Nationals or whatever game that you got that from. So and I haven't gotten it signed yet. Got a cold foil Strong Stomach for Adversity. So yeah, I don't have any sentimental attachment to that one. And it's not signed yet. I would like to get it signed at some point, but I literally haven't seen Livia since that card wasn't even legal yet to be played. I do have a artist proof of that Prism signed by Livia with like art on the back. I have a young and an old. The young is right here. But it's not cold foil, and it's not even a legal card to use when playing the game. So sometimes I get shit from judges for using it. I'm definitely going to have super rares stuck in my rare pile later. My OG Prism. My Prism was from my second ProQuest top, because from my first ProQuest top, or RTN top, was it was the same one that I met Yuanji at the first time. And I asked if anyone wanted a Prism. One person did. But then the way that the guy gave out the prizing was, as you lost your game in top cut, you got to go up to the counter and pick up your prizing, and he let you pick which hero you wanted. So the people that lost in top 8 got their pick of the litter on heroes, so he grabbed the Prism. I got fucked. Should have lost my game. Unlucky. But I got my Nats invite off of that, which I could not have known at the time that I was going to top every single RTN I went to that season. It was like literally me like 2 or 3 weeks into playing the game. How could I know that I was going to do so well that season? Yeah, that first time meeting Yuanji will live rent-free in my head forever. I couldn't tell anything that he was saying because of his face mask. And I was very new to the game, like I said. Against every person that I played against that day, I told them, hey, I'm new. I know what my cards do. I don't know what any of your cards do. Can you explain to me what your cards do to save time? Just like, you know, just like, hey, what does this do? What is your deck doing? Can you just explain instead of just like playing cards? Otherwise, I'm gonna sit here and read everything. And I couldn't tell anything he was saying. I gave up asking. And at one point, he's playing Viserai, and he cracks his Scalata and does the big Sonata. And he goes, Sonata for 25. He reveals 2 attacks off of it and puts them into his hand. And he starts malding and scoops the game. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there blown away like, holy shit, this is the best card I've ever seen in my life. Scry 25, draw 2. This card is broken. I don't know why he's so upset. I'd be pretty happy if I had a card that broken in my deck. Scry 25, then Pot of Greed. Wow, this card's good. I didn't read Sonata, so I didn't actually understand what was going on. I just felling update. 7 fellings. That was pretty funny. All that to be said, it's not like he whiffed the Sonata. It's because he blocked with all of his attacks like a goober. He just like didn't set it up properly. I don't recall if you've told me that story, Mara, but feel free to for chat. Even if I have and my memory gets jogged, other people probably haven't. So you're more than welcome to. Oh, got an Iron Fist. Share the story. We found the legendaries. We just had to manifest. Are you saying that you altered the prism, Mara? Ooh, got a foil. Crowd goes wild. Can you post a pic if you altered that prism? Can you post a picture of it in my Discord later so people can take a look? Just like throw it in general or something. Or creator content, whatever makes more sense. I don't know. I didn't kick you. My Discord's just like a community Discord for the channel now, so it's in the description of this video and gets posted periodically by Nightbot in the chat if you want to click on the button. Oh, light up the leaves. It's the shrewdness. It's probably a picture of Go Bananas. Yeah, post that and then story time. Frank? Why were you saying Frank? Just cuz? Are we manifesting Frank in the chat? I miss Filthy Frank. There's also, other Frank, spacing on his username. Oh god, what the fuck is his, runs, I think he runs the Clout Discord. Sheesh. Man, Josh Lau has taken so much psychic damage from Dromai, hasn't he? Poor guy. I told you the wet kiss story with, about Josh before, right, Mara? Poor guy. One day I'd love for the channel to make enough money that I could hire an animator and then do like an animated story time of that. You can do whatever you want, Mara. You wanna do story time? Go for it. If I wasn't busy doing pack openings, I'd even say we can get on Discord and I'd pull up like your audio, but kind of my hands are busy. My hands are busy with the goons, the nuts, and the baits. All right, let me know when you're done typing it out, and I'm just gonna like read it out. Got a double majestic. Oh, what the fuck? Card's like jacked up. Bro, how am I always getting jacked up cards from them? I don't think it's the way that I'm opening the packs. Be nice if the Majestics and stuff weren't at the fucking front of the pack, though. Fucking bozo idea. Is this your origin story of why you ended up playing Dromai? I've never seen an ally before. Wait, hold on. These allies are pretty interesting. Let me look into these some more in the future. It's pretty OP. Okay, so I've been playing Fab for like less than a month. My first ever ProQuest top 8. I'm on Prism. My opponent is Chain. This is after the Seeds ban, so nobody was on Chain anymore. I'd literally never even seen the hero before. Okay, so this is like... Yeah, this is like first ProQuest season. Is this when Starvo is legal? So my top 8 opponent is on Chain. One of my friends pulls me aside and tries to explain my game plan, and he's like, just side it out every aura, just block, do nothing, just block. Yep, makes sense. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was so cringe. Back in that meta, I had Cody and Joe in the area both still playing Chain. I was very aware that Chain was still secretly the best deck in the game, and I had to deal with both of those chuckle fucks every week. My top paid opponent is on. Okay, blah, 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 just do that. The Chain player is super friendly, but like, you know, when you're in top 8 and your opponent tells you they've never even heard of your hero before, you're going to be friendly because, you know, it's a free win. He's super nice, literally explaining every card to me. And I'm just like, that's neat, block. Oh, that's what that does? Block. And then he sticks an Urser, and I've never even seen an ally before. So I'm just like, block? And my friends are all looking over my shoulder, and they're losing their minds because I'm not killing the Urser, I'm just blocking. They told you the plan was just block. They needed to be a little more specific than just block. It needs to be just block, unless... Yeah, the key in that matchup was just block and find a spot to arsenal a Wartune Herald so you can clear the Urser with Tunic Wartune. And he's literally got 3 cards in deck, and all he's doing is just sending Urser because it's basically his only out, and he's just fatiguing me with Urser. And it takes me like 7 turn cycles to realize that if I just attack Urser, he loses the game. But I was so terrified that like maybe it was a trap that I was just told to block, so I just kept blocking. Finally, I'm down to like sub 10 cards in deck, and I just end up with 1 card in hand and a Wartune and Arsenal. I'm like, well, I guess attack Urser. And then he finally scoops, and I felt bad that I dug that game out indefinitely long. Dragged that game out. That's goofy. Did he like take a bunch of damage off of Blood Debt prior to that? Because with you that few cards in deck, you might not actually be able to even fucking kill him. God, that matchup was so cringe to play. I think playing against Chain is my least favorite thing to do in Fab, because it's so fucking boring. I just sit there blocking all game, watching my opponent play the game. Was that 2 Plow Unders in the same box? Huh. Oh, foil Reckless. Got a cold foil Outside Interference. You know what this box could use? A legendary. Or a Marvel. Last pack in the box, or an extended art cold foil? Please? Unlucky. All right, let's do another gold foil opening. And then we got an amount of boxes left. Math is hard. Sorry for hitting the microphone there. Okay, so this is number 3. Any guessers in chat of what we're going to get? Any hopes? Snaps for the 3rd time? You're going to end up manifesting a... oh god, what's the name of the gloves? The Quell gloves. All I can think of is Storm of Sandakai, but that's the weapon. Silken Form? Yeah, Silken Form. Oh, that's a pretty good one, right? Maybe Void Circuit wants this. Let's ask him later. Nice. Can someone tell me how much this is going for? All right, we've got one more gold foil left. I'll get to that after getting a bit further into the boxes. That's weird. This pack at the bottom of this is like squished over. It's weird. Yeah, again, if anyone wants any of the gold foils, let me know. I am trying to sell them. I don't even know if there's one that I would want to keep. Who's this? Who's asking? $800 bones? Sheesh. I hope that's a real price. Who's Vistructor? Oh, are you the Victor player that was borrowing the deck from oh god, I'm spacing on names. I played you like twice at these so far, right? Yeah, I was planning on going tomorrow. Oh! Unlucky, young. Still sick looking. Unlucky. I'm not into the underaged ones. Oh, I got my last Prism card. Nice. So now I need one overcrowded? You know what this box could use? A legendary. Come on. Also, we could use a Fable. We haven't seen a Fable yet. That's not a Fable. I got excited when I saw the bauble. Which ones show us strength? That one of the Guardian cards? Oh, it's that. Is that the gets less power if opponent like blocks with sixes or whatever? They have to show you how strong they are. Oh, manifested. See, just bitch about it and it'll appear. Except for it's not a Fable. Come on, Daddy needs a Fable. That is the opposite of a Fable. A Bolton card. That's basically a Crack Bauble. Actually, Crack Bauble might go in more decks. At least Crack Bauble can make a gold off of Tipple. Are any of those super rares worth anything? Oh, nice. We've opened a bunch of those. Man, my floor is just a mess of cardboard and pack wrappers now. It's ridiculous. I need to get a bigger trash can for doing these. I think it's the third. This is all of our hits so far. This one's cold foil. If you need them for tomorrow, let me know and I can sell them to you. I don't even know what these arms do. When this defends, you may turn... Oh, it's the crush thing. I remember now. Can you shoot me a DM on, like, Facebook or Discord? So I can, have that set aside for you? Also, let me know if you're looking for any other cards. And while you're getting them, you need, you need gold foil time skippers to go with it. You're playing Guardian, right? You need you have to play gold foil time skippers to play Guardian. It's mandatory. Oh, foil light up the leaves. I imagine that's worth a pretty penny. Speaking of which, this is pretty. Yeah, that's nice foiling. Not the craziest foil that we've seen so far. Come on, give me a Fable. Give me a Fable one time. Can I get a cold foil Fable for once? I don't remember. I don't know if I've ever opened a cold foil Fable. And I've opened enough packs that, like, I probably should have by now. Just, like, statistically. I've been doing, like, about 40 boxes of every set since Monarch. Some sets a little more, some sets a little less. Could you get, cold foil... that's the wrong cold foil. Oh, God, what the fuck is the name of the card? Plague Hive? Did Plague Hive come cold foil in Outsiders? It did, right? I think I opened, like, 100 boxes of Outsiders and I didn't open one. I did get like 3 rainbow foils though, so it's like I'm not complaining that much. Don't know what you just said, Chris, but okay. Something about oddly opening. Did you delete that yourself, or was that a Nightbot? I feel like I've opened Overcrowded by now, and I just like forgot. Maybe not. Okay. Yeah, I opened some early on. They're over here. This is my set aside for myself pile. Okay, so like, what's the math on opening a cold foil fable? What is the number of packs you have to open to get that? Because it's what? Monarch. I didn't do a mass opening for Tails because no one had product. Everfest. I did get a cold foil fable. No, I didn't. I got 39 boxes from the store. The 40th box had the cold foil fable. Fuck me. God, what was after that? Was it Uprising after that? Uprising. Dynasty. I think I got a CNC from that. I might be wrong. I can't remember. It's been so long. Outsiders. It's probably easier for me to just like look at a set list. Fab TCG. Products. Product releases. I don't like the new website. Okay, so I didn't. No, I did not get one from MST, I don't believe. Okay. I guess so Monarch and WTR don't count because I did unlimited of both of those. So let's just talk about sets that I could have. Uprising, Everfest, Dynasty. I might have gotten a CNC in Dynasty, but I don't remember anymore. Outsiders, Dusk Till Dawn, Bright Lights, Heavy Hitters, MST, Rosetta, Hunted. I think I did a smaller opening of High Seas, like 20 or so boxes. I think I've gotten one cold foil legendary amongst all of those. I think on average it's about 40 a set. Because I know Outsiders, I ended up doing way more than 40, like 100 or so. Because I did like a second opening of that set. But I haven't been able to do like a second opening.
So don't be too intense.
I haven't been able to do a second opening of really any set since then, just because of like product availability. So it's like maybe Command and Conquer, and that's it. Oh, see? Manifest! It's not cold foil, though. You just have to complain enough about it, and it'll appear. The manifesting works on this stream. What part of that is wild to you, Chris? Nice. Pyro, I'm sick of your shit. You've cost this stream so much money. It's coming out of your paycheck. Yeah, right? Like, statistically, that's unreasonable. And I've also never gotten the, like, the fancy variant, like, high-end extended art cold foil thing, like like the Pallades from this set. Like, I've never gotten one of those. And given how many packs I've opened, I feel like by now I should have. And this is not counting any packs opened just like randomly after, like drafting or prize support or anything like that. I'm just talking about the packs from my mass box openings. Like I sat down with a car full of boxes. Got a foil fix the match. Yeah, in this stream, when we complain about things, it manifests them appearing. I'm telling you, Mara, you got to complain more about not getting Dromai, and we would have had Dromai by now. If you had been manifesting this whole time, we would be in the middle of discussions of which illusionist beats which illusionist again, of who wins, Dromai or Prism. It's your fault. See, we'd be having a discussion because I'm not actually confident Dromai wins that. And that's not coming from a place of bias. You know I don't like New Prism. Like, I'm not... This is not me spreading propaganda. I do not like New Prism. My tier list of... Oh, got a outside interference cold foil. How much is this, chat? This is a good box. My tier list of my favorite heroes in Fab is probably OG Prism, followed by... Okay, so I have to preface this a little bit. I'm taking into account the entirety of the history of the hero, not snapshotting my favorite moment with the hero. So, for example, Gravy Bones, I think is pretty high up there, but I have to take into account the history of Gravy Bones. This includes, you know, pre-Tipple ban and post-Tipple ban. And I think post-Tipple ban, I enjoy the deck significantly less. Still like the deck, but it's not... It's only $33. That's unfortunate. I think post-Tipple ban, the deck is much less enjoyable to play. So I think if I was taking into account the entirety of the history of that, I might put Gravy above Dromai just because the entirety of the history of Dromai wasn't actually that enjoyable. I really enjoyed Dromai near the end of her lifespan, but for a lot of the beginning of it, it was pretty unenjoyable playing her. Got a cold foil knee slappers. And 2 super rares. So I think that being said, it's OG Prism, Gravy, very closely followed by Dromai. Like, extremely, like, I might even have just said fucking put them in the same category. Then there's a chasm, followed by version 2 Prism. And honestly, I think I would put other heroes above a version 2 Prism. I think I would put underneath Gravy Dromai, I would put Lexi, and a bit under that, Aurora. But still, a chasm, then version 2 Prism. I think version 2 Prism is one of the least enjoyable experiences I've ever had within a deck. I'll still play it because it's a good deck, but I'm not having fun when I'm playing it. It's so miserable playing that deck. You just have so little control over whether or not you're going to win the game. It's just outside what you're... Felling count! And I'll leave them hanging. Good pack. Like, it's not that there's no skill in playing the deck, and there's things that you can do to improve your win rate, but you very often sit down and you don't get to have agency over whether or not you are going to win this game. It's so based on the texture of your draw. Like, you could just crack Halo, draw into Shariah, and you're just not winning this game. Like, your deck said, nope, you don't get to win today. And there was nothing you could have done about that, because the matchup was not one that you could sit around waiting for something to hit to get Shariah in play before cracking Halo. Like the Zen meta, where you're playing fucking games that are decided by turn 2. You don't have time to fuck around and wait for your Shariah to be in play. God, that was an awful metagame. I feel like most of my fellings have come with a plow. Kind of weird. You know what they should come with instead? A cold foil Fable. I think that's what they really need to really, like, actualize the value of these Earth cards. You know what I'm saying? They're just not that good without a cold foil Fable. There was just an avalanche of pack wrappers that just fell out of my trash can and just covered my feet. Ooh, got a foil bully tactics. I feel like that one's probably not too much because the cold foil exists, but still nice. Oh! See, the manifesting works. I'm telling you, just complain and get what you want. It always works. It always works in this channel. I just had to complain that Prism was dog shit with their weapon, and she gets a new weapon. Complain about not getting Fables, you get Fables. It works. I'm telling you, it works. I don't actually like to complain. The results speak for themselves, though. I would be a fool not to complain with results like these. Is this local, Chris? Ah, okay. I don't recognize you without an anime avatar. Huh? I mean, all this being said, it's great that we got 2 Fables. But say it for me, chat. What are we still missing? I need your energy, chat. Manifest for me. What do we still need to open? It was not a hit the gas foil, but that's pretty sweet. Oh my god, this pack was gas. Literally. Foil super, foil majestic, regular super. Sheesh. I mean, it's... And a New Horizons. Woo. That's true. We need the new Dromai Marvel, which is the hero. The new hero that has not been released yet. Another foil super in this box. Is Authority the Fable? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's crazy that I haven't opened a playset of cold foil authorities yet. We should definitely reasonably get a playset of cold foil authorities, or this box opening is bad. I don't ask for a lot, you know. I'm a humble guy. I have no hero power at all. I'm very humble. I don't ask for much. Just another Fable. I'll take 3 Fables instead of 1 cold foil. Deal? I don't actually know if that's better. Too late, I already said deal. I said deal, therefore it manifested. There's another Fable in here. Man, we got so many double supers this box. What the fuck? I've opened 2 Majestics so far this box. And we only have this many packs left. So there's just all Majestics left. I would give way more than a couple Majestics. I would give way more than a couple Fables for a new Dromai. I was saying this the other day when I was talking about my opinion on scab skins to really send home the point of it's not just I hate scabs because I'm an illusionist player. I would literally forego, like, illusionist is still perfectly legal. I am personally not allowed to play illusionist anymore ever again, but scab skins is no longer legal in Classic Constructed. I would take that deal. That is how I feel about the card. And y'all know how I feel about illusionist. I'm even willing to include Necro in that. I'm not allowed to play a board state hero anymore. Agree. I think the game would be better for it leaving. I also talked about that on the podcast where both Scab Skins and Blood Rush Bellow, and more specifically Claw, really limit the design space of Brute and make it so they can't make interesting cards. I think the game would be better for them leaving so that Brute players could get more interesting cards. We would be in a utopian society if Scabs was gone. All I'm saying. World hunger? Solved. Tariffs? Gone. Health insurance? Everyone gets it as a human right. Literally every world problem would be solved by Scabs leaving. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I agree. Though, I don't know if I agree on the Bolton one. Because that silliness still exists with axes or just like any other random weapon. Yeah, it's better with sabers, but I don't... Honestly, I don't think the combo is really the issue with Bolton of the limiting design space. Like, yeah, it limits his design space. It does. But they could just design cards that don't improve that strategy. Very similar to how with this set they made strategies that are alternate strategies for these classes. Like Reviled KO does not use the same card pool as, oh, got my third overcrowded. Reviled KO does not use the same card pool as the other brutes. It's working on like a different way to play the game. You could have just done that with Bolton. Instead, we just print every Bolton card just being butt cheeks. Got a cold foil stand strong. Like they're making an active choice to make all the fucking Bolton cards terrible. Got a snag, first one. I didn't even know snag was in the set until recently. Sure, I don't disagree with your point, Mara. I'm just saying my point was just they could just design cards that don't necessarily work in that strategy and take Bolton a different direction. Instead, they're choosing to continue down that path, and it's like, why are we doing this? That's all. I don't necessarily know what that would be off the cuff. Maybe they print a new weapon and design a lot of cards that work well in the play pattern that you would want in that new weapon. Therefore, these cards don't go in the old shell, but this new shell is just doing better things than the old one did. Like, what if they went the other warrior angle of like stuff revolving around your weapon, right? They literally printed a card in this set that says target specifically Dawnblade. They could have just done that with Bolton. Two take the baits. Huh. Oh, light up the leaves. That was a good box. Yeah, like what if? I mean, honestly, they don't even have to print a new weapon. They could just make things that specifically interact with Raiden and just lean into the design space of that, or make cards that say they only work with a weapon that has a base power of 0. Like, I'll like make that shit really on the nose. Got the cold foil boots from the armory deck. That's pretty cool. Sweet. Oh, right. I have something else to open up. Oh my god, I forgot. Feet reminded me. Okay, I'm gonna finish opening this box, and then we're going to make a slight detour. I think we're on the same page, Mara. I think we're saying we're saying slightly different things, but coming to the same conclusion. I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. Except for maybe about some of your Dromai shit we're going to talk about later. We'll disagree on that. But that's fine, because you're just going to win worlds. And then prove me wrong. And then we'll have a video that's like 3 hours long. Everybody wins. Especially the viewers. I can't remember, was the Dromai one? Or the Dash one, the one that was ridiculously long? Sheesh. Majestic, foil super. Sheesh. But no cold foil legend, or cold foil fable. I think the problem is the line between Titan's Fist and Winter's Wail, as an example, is kind of thin, and there really isn't a way to numbers it out. I don't know what you mean, because I don't think the difference between these two weapons is very thin. I think one is significantly better than the other. And you can certainly adjust numbers on the significantly better one to make it not a problem. So I don't know what you're trying to say. If you would like to elaborate on that more so I can disagree with you. Unless whatever you say is you manifesting the cold foil fable. I'll agree with you then. I'll agree with any opinion you have so long as it manifests the cold foil fable. The Dromai one is crazy long, and unfortunately, the Tomai Com lives rent-free. I forgot about that. Clearly didn't live rent-free in my head. I forgot. And that video was ass to edit. Holy. Oh, well, sinew. Oh, angelic attendant. Holy majestics, this box. This is a 9 majestic box, plus we got a foil majestic. What the fuck? But no cold foil fable. Unlucky. It doesn't have to be stronger, though. It can be differently powerful. In the case of that, they didn't just make it stronger. They made it, like, fucking broken. It's one of the best weapons they've ever printed. That's not slightly stronger. It was busted. Okay. So I finally got this in the mail the other day. One of my subscribers had their friend. I'm just making such a mess of these packs. Oh my god. Had his friend hook me up with the stuff that you could get at PAX. So I got the 2 armory decks. I was originally planning on opening the Prism one for the hat, but I'm not sure I'm actually going to be playing the hat anymore. And they're making the armory the gem pack hat that's like cold foil or whatever. So I'm probably gonna get that instead. So for now, I'm gonna leave these sealed and not do an opening of them. But the thing I'm definitely gonna open, which isn't really much of an opening because it just like comes already open. I don't know where we're gonna put this shit. We got the highlight. Let me move the hits off the table. Now, I actually only want one thing from this. I just want the footsteps because they have prism on them. My Luminaris, like we were talking about earlier, is better than this Luminaris. So I don't feel the need to upgrade. My, you know we're cooking when we're thinking about this in prism. My Luminaris, also signed by Livia, also cold foil, also graded. So I'm not playing, and also I don't want my shit to be mismatched. That'd be like cringe. So I just want the footsteps out of this. I'm probably going to end up selling the rest of it, but it's still really cool. Basically like a secret layer. Let me lower my lighting a little bit so there's not a giant glare on this. That one's not the problem. What the fuck? We'll just do it like this, I guess. So we got Reaping Blade, Spellbound Creepers, Luminaris, and the creme de la creme, Phantasmal Footsteps. I really like this too because it's almost like the same art as OG Footsteps. So cool. I'm really happy that I got this. And I'm just going to sell my old Footsteps, so I'm basically just paying like a little bit of money to upgrade the art. Then the other thing that I got is whatever this is. It's the Marlin hat, I guess. And there might be something else in here. We'll see. Don't know. Handy dandy box cutter time. I think there were supposed to be pins. Oh my god, this thing is ginormous. Captain Marlin's hat has survived monsters, mutinies, and maelstorms. Every fray is a badge of rogue's honor, a victory plucked from the slavering jaws of defeat. Okay. Slavering? And drowning death. Like sailcloth ripped and stitched time and again, this tricorn has weathered backstabbing buccaneers from Conniver's Bay, Sorinus sirens from Blackwater Strait, and Titanic leviathans from Terramunder's Triangle. Upon a skull so filled with piratical, piratical? I don't know. Sand and daring do, it is a crown fit for a queen. I mean, if it's a crown fit for a queen, it should be royal then, right? All right, let's maybe open this up a bit. If it's like super in the packaging, I don't know if I want to open this up all the way because I don't have a good spot to put this and I don't want to get damaged. And I've seen the war stories of the prism hat getting fucked up from the statue. I think we'll just open this up and show you guys and then put it back in. Oh, is there a seam? Every single hat from the prism statue that I've seen has been fucked up. Just because it's hard to physically put it on the prism. Oh, I found the seam. Yeah, I don't like the way that they designed the hat to go on the prism. You have to, like, bend it slightly around the head. And it's so thin that it's really easy to snap. Seems like a... could have been designed differently. Not sure how. Okay, I'm just gonna... So we got a little stand. Oh, it's pretty weighty. This is heavy. A little stand for it to go on. And her hat. So detailed. You're gonna see me wearing this in one of the streams. Oh, I didn't realize she had like a fish hook thing on the hat. That's pretty cool. This is nifty. I kind of get this back in. I think it went in this way. All right, hopefully I can get this back in the box. Oh, it went back in. So many things to open on stream today. Back into the sea of pack wrappers it goes. Okay, we got 7 boxes left. 1 gold foil left. And then that's going to be stream. Because I got to get ready for 1K tomorrow. And I'm very unprepared because I have blown up my gravy deck since the last time we talked about gravy. My deck is in shambles. If only there was a place that I could go for a deck guide on deck building Gravy. Anyone know a Patreon that might have a deck guide on how to build Gravy? I might want to copy that one. I like fucked up the camera a little bit. That seems fine. Did my like chat thing die, or are you guys just real quiet? I just heard another avalanche of pack wrappers. Oh my god, my room is a disaster. Yeah, the guide for Gravy should be coming out soon. Need to find some people to help me proofread it. English not so good. Me monkey brain. Me no English good. I mean, technically painting for you is productive, right? Assuming you're working on a commission. Oh, got a legendary. Another Iron Fist. I feel like that's gotta be the worst legendary to open. We haven't opened a single one of the Brute one. Oh, and a New Horizon. Okay, I'm not gonna complain about getting the worst one if I also get a good one. Pretty sure this happened earlier, too, where we just, like, back-to-back with a New Horizon. And then a Plow Wonder? This is a great box. Could be better. There could be a Cold Foil Fable. Bro, you have no idea. Actually, wait, it's literally you. You have exactly the idea of how I feel about Silver Bombs. Yeah, chat. When I did my Everfest opening, almost every single legendary I opened was Silver Palms. It was infuriating. Telling stories about your PQ is just branding. You just have to restructure how you think about it. It's branding so people buy from you in the future. And then in Dynasty, I think I opened like it must have been like 10 to 15 Emperors. I think I still have most of them because like who the fuck is buying Emperor? Me luck sacking is just making up for the seriously bad luck in the past. All right, 6 boxes left. They got more upside down packs. That means they're blessed, right? This Tough Nut pack has to be good. All right, don't let me down, Nut. Do not let me down. Upside down Nut. Wait, we should open the pack upside down, right? Oh, At least it was a super and a majestic. This is a good pack. Law Wonder and a Reckless. All right, someone asked me a question about something. Get me yapping. Where's my AC remote? Way too cold in here. Oh, speak of the devil and it'll appear. Got the KO gauntlets. We talked about KO a little bit a while ago. I don't think it's particularly good. You miss out on... You lose the power cards that you have in Brute of Blood Rush Bellow plus some other stuff. And get nothing to make up for it. And his hero power really isn't that good. And all of his cards that are good, demanding that you be on higher life, really lends itself to not being a very good hero. What changes are you thinking about making to Gravy for this meta? You mentioned Cuddy getting the Cuddy from the deck. So Cuddy was in the deck because it fit a specific cost curve, because I was playing Restless Bones. I don't think I want to play Restless Bones in the deck. I think that card sucks ass, but it might end up back in the deck because the alternatives also suck ass. But in my vision, in my eyes, Cuddy's married to a specific cost curve. Am I ending up with 2 resources after my play a lot? Then Cuddy makes sense. It's like for how I have it constructed, it's basically it balances between Cuddy and Anka. Is just, do I want a 3 cost or do I want a 2 cost? That can sometimes be a 3 cost. I really want to play Sloop. I just hate playing reds in the deck. I honestly want to cut... Oh, got a New Horizons. And 2 supers. This goes here. This gets a sleeve. I honestly want to cut Red Swell from the deck. Just... Reds feel so bad, especially when it's a red that doesn't actually do anything to facilitate the core engine of your deck. It doesn't actually advance your game plan. It just generates value, which is good. Value is good, but it doesn't actually do what you need it to. So it needs to be really busted or consistent for it to be worth you doing. And Swell really isn't that consistent. Sloop also isn't. Is this a 9 majestic box? It is. Wow. I'd like to go back to playing Swell because it's a powerful card, but it doesn't advance your game plan. I think it can be good if you just accept that you're going to take turns that don't do what you're trying to do, and you just try to play on rate on other turns where you're just like, whatever, I'm going to go Swell into Command and Conquer or something like that, and that can be fine. I'm just not going to play an ally this turn, whatever. Red Swell's very good. It's one of the best cards in the deck, but it's inconsistent and it doesn't advance your game plan. I think before it was good because you were so stupid rich with gold that it gave you... either you use the resources to play your turn, or it just drew you a free card or 2. And that was perfectly fine. You're not stupid rich with gold anymore, and you're kind of struggling just to play the game sometimes. So putting a card in your deck that doesn't advance your game plan, and in fact moves you in the opposite direction sometimes because you're not trying to just crack gold to draw cards because you have fucking 6 gold in play, is the opposite of what you're trying to do. And it doesn't fit the cost curve of anything except for Swabby, but then Swabby doesn't fit the cost curve of anything else in the deck. Oh, I got a foil cutting retort. Another pack avalanche. Oh my god, I should take a picture of this later to show you guys. Six go again is a hell of a drug. It's just, it's kind of hard to do that, especially with you having less gold. I think if you are on Sloop, you basically have to play Swell, because that's one of the ways to enable that card pretty consistently without cracking gold. I actually like blue Sloop more than red, because then at least the blue Sloop can be my blue for the turn, so I can play an ally afterwards. Otherwise, I need to like a really fat hand that's specific. I think Gravy's pretty well positioned in the meta. You still shit on every slow deck, except for, I guess, Kasai. Cold foil suspense is killing me. You poop on all the slow decks. Anything mid-range, you're just doing the same thing but better. And it's still the super hyper aggro decks that are a problem for you. But KO isn't a super hyper aggro deck. KO is kind of a mid-range deck. And you're pretty good into mid-range decks. KO really struggles to profitably clear allies. And there's a lot of turns that he just like kind of just has to clear because whatever you're going to do is way better than whatever he's going to do. So he just needs to say, fine, I guess I hold the L and clear your board. And that's pretty... Yeah, I think KO's a pretty reasonable matchup. It's not like crazy favored. It's like, yeah, I'm ahead in the matchup. It's like 60-40 probably. Especially if you play some sideboard for the matchup. Like you can play Hold the Line to get some extra edge in that matchup. I was testing it a bunch earlier this week with the boys, and it felt pretty good. You can definitely lose. It felt like from the KO POV to win, you needed things to go kind of wrong for the Gravy, like they come out slow and kind of brick, and you need to draw your good cards early enough that you have the life total to give up to play them. Otherwise, things fall apart. Like, if the Gravy gets online immediately and just, like, starts playing the game like the band's never happened, it's, like, pretty difficult for you to actually win that game on the KO side. You probably only win that game if the Gravy fucks up or they brick at some point. Which would basically have been the same thing as if they came out slow, right? Okay, thanks for letting me know. Probably just started leaning back because my back was hurting. My bad. I do appreciate you letting me know, Chris. I could see that matchup evolving where it flips, but I don't see the vision because I think the Gravy has more knobs they can turn in the matchup to improve it than the KO does. And I think the matchup is good without even turning any knobs. So if it's, you know, if we move into an arms race scenario where both players are updating their decks and their strategies for the matchup, I think the Gravy comes out ahead in that exchange if both players are updating for the matchup. Oh, true. Back pain meets Fable. True. Is there any consideration for going back to Dominion after the bans? I feel like I'm struggling in the very early game getting momentum with Gravy. I don't know if that's just a training wheels issue. I think it's both. I think it is a training wheels issue, and it's a build issue. I do struggle with that in some games. Um, the problem is that in some of the matchups, you just really can't play a different hat. Like against the aggro decks, where you just got to go fast, and like you need your hat to generate value from blocking and such. It feels like you really need balance of justice to win those games. I think if you assume that by not playing a royal hat, you're going to have 1 to 2 shit turns at the beginning of the game, and that costs you more value than you would have had by just having a royal hat, then it's probably worth going royal. Because the whole point of the balance is the amount of value it generates on the by existing on the board. For example, against Syndra, you're typically able to, well, obviously you're gaining 2 health by just your hat having 2 armor over the royal hat. So you're just starting the game with up 2 value. You're usually able to uh deny a singular mask trigger with this hat that you would not have been able to do if you did not have this hat. So I consider that you getting 3 value. And you're typically able to draw a card off of balance in that matchup as well. Because at some point, they're going to trigger mask and they're going to play either a throw dagger or a ancestral empowerment. No, you get everything out of the hat. Like when you're playing into Syndra, typically balance is worth about 8 because you're getting 2 value off of blocking with it, you're getting 3 value off of denying a mask trigger, and you're getting 3 or so value off of drawing a card. You get everything, and it's really hard to argue with a hat that just is 8 value, right? It's really good in that matchup. But if the difference is I'm going to do nothing for the first 2 turns of the game and piss away a ton of value and just bleed out, well then maybe it was worth going royal instead. And oh, got a foil of flick knives. First one of these that we've gotten. Take a look at this. The EA on this pop's a lot less than some of the other EAs. So far, my favorite EA has to be the mech one. That one looked really nice. I would say that in a game that you don't get the draw off of the balance, you are probably winning that game anyways, because it means that they never cheesed you with an ancestral empowerment to trigger mask. You're basically just saying, so long as my hat exists, you can't cheese me with ancestral. And they just never, if they don't include ancestral in their deck or they never cast it, then that's just 3 damage that they're down in their deck. Because that's just generally ancestral in that matchup is just 1 point of free damage that you're just spawning out of nowhere because they're just going to cast the card that they draw. There's no like bad draws. So if they just don't include ancestral to like not let you draw off of your hat, well, I was using my hat to draw a card and gain about 3 value. But if you just literally never cast the card that lets me get that value, then you're just losing 3 value by not doing the thing, right? I would not say that it's reliable. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Like sometimes they'll just block with their ancestrals to play around your hat. But again, then that just means that they're not playing generate free value for nothing, and which is that's pretty good too. I'll take my hat just says you don't spawn 3 value out of nothing. I would play that. I would play a hat that just says you don't get to spawn 3 value. I did actually recently put Royal back in my list. I'm experimenting with it right now. I played it without Royal for a few months, so I'm pretty used to not playing with Royal now. My thinking of it, if you're on Patreon, you saw my picture that I posted in the Patreon chat on Discord, where I posted like a Venn diagram about hats in the different matchups. And in that diagram, I was basically showing that we don't really need Providence that much anymore. You're basically just playing Providence for the Assassin matchup. And with Assassin taking a downtick in the meta game, maybe we don't need this hat anymore. Maybe there's more matchups that we actually want to be Royal in now. Because the other thing with the Royal, before, the matchups that you wanted to be Royal in were matchups that you were winning in anyways. So it was just a win more card. Like, why am I going to put a card in my deck that's for a matchup that's already the buy? Like, that's just fucking stupid. Less the case now because you have some consistency issues. But I still feel very favored into all those slow decks. I do think it moves the needle against Kasai a little bit, potentially, but I need to try that out more. Any thoughts on a Cilio matchup? That's the other one that's been eating me alive. That matchup's very difficult. You can sideboard to gain edge in that matchup by playing Amulet of Echoes. That gives you a lot of percentage in that matchup. It's a question of how popular is that deck going to be, right? Like, is this a wasted sideboard slot? You know what I mean? If I'm only going to see one Acilio at the event, is it worth me playing any number of this amulet? Because you can still win without that. It's not like you just 100% of the time lose to Acilio. They can just draw kind of bricky. Your chums and your Conquer the High Seas can line up pretty awkwardly for them, where you just like keep drawing the disruption on their go turn. Got a foil light up the leaves. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, so like right now, I'm not. Oh, Julian asked about this earlier. We got a cold foil channel. Can someone tell me how much this is? That looks really nice. The art on the bottom looks much better than the other one does. Acilio is decent right now, but you also have to consider it's a difficult deck to play. So what is the adoption rate of that deck actually going to be? Just because a deck is good doesn't mean that it's going to see play. People are unreasonable in their deck choices in Flesh and Blood, to say the least. Flesh and Blood is never a game that people play the best deck. They play the deck that they want to play a lot of the times, or that they think will give them personally the highest win percentage. Acilio could be the best deck in the game, and then it's only like 15% of the room. So it's like, whatever. Is it worth me putting in a silver bullet card for something that's 15% of the room that I can beat without it maybe 30% of the time? I don't know. I know locally that I don't really bother with Acilio tech because I just kind of smush all my local Acilios. I think the real problem that you have to consider in that matchup, if you haven't experienced this before, is the Acilio can actually backdoor fatigue you. Because of all of the instant speed arcane damage that they have with the 9 copies of, what is it called, Shock? They can shock plus stick and kill your ally and do the Icelander thing of killing your ally before you get your action point or whatever. So you can run into issues where you actually just get fatigued and they close the game out with all the instants left in their deck plus Gone in a Flash. Just like, I have a hammer left in my deck. It's an endless arrow. here, and this goes here, and then we got 2 boxes left. And one of them has a cold foil fable in it, right, chat? I think Vincent is one of the most powerful decks that's doing some of the most unfair things. I think it's less of an issue of the difficulty curve of playing the deck, because while the deck does have some difficulty to it, I don't think it's so like ridiculously difficult that that should be the barrier to prevent people from playing it. I think the real issue with it is the failure states that the deck has and how punishable it can be to play sometimes. It's like Prism. You do some very fucked up shit. Both of those heroes do stuff that feels like pre-Outsiders heroes, if that makes sense. But then sometimes you just like have a game that's not a real game and you just like lose. It's the Levia problem where you just walk into an event and you start off X2 because you know your deck is not going to cooperate with you 2 games. And there's just nothing you can do about it. And that's just really not that appealing for a lot of people. And for a lot of people that like consider themselves good at the game, that's also not a very appealing deck for them because it's not so powerful that you just like beat your opponent no matter what. And it's also not a deck that can leverage your skill over your opponent to deterministically beat any opponent that is worse at the game than you. So it doesn't really appeal to like the super spike players that think they're very good at the game. Yeah, like you can navigate out of failure states ahead of time. It's very similar to Gravy Bones in that respect. Like you can do things before you hit the failure state to prevent that from happening. But much like Gravy Bones, you don't always have control over that. I think you have more control in Gravy Bones in that regard, while also having a much more appealing matchup spread. Gravy's matchup spread is very appealing. Like, I mean, pretty similar idea to the playing turns ahead is like in Gravy Bones, where you know there's a failure state of, hey man, what's up? I know a failure state could be that I draw a bunch of allies. So how do I prevent that? Well, I prevent that by making sure that I have a portside exchange in my arsenal and some gold in play. The gold is going to bail me out of all these allies in my hand. I'm going to hero power once, I'm going to portside once, and then I can either use the 2 allies left over in my hand to pitch for the turn, or I can continue drawing off of gold to bail me out of this failure state. You need to play in that way with Gravy Bones a lot of the time. I imagine some level of that is very similar in Vincent. Probably more to do with blood debt sandbagging, arsenal manipulation, and rune chant manipulation. And also probably playing with an open arsenal a lot of the time. Anything that I missed there, Mara? For like the broad concepts of how to do it in Vincent? I think Sink Below could actually be playable in Gravy, weirdly enough. Because a lot of the problem that you have is you need to draw some specific cards now to get your engine online. And the Sink Below bails you out of the cards that don't play right now. Like, oh, I don't have a gold. Let me get rid of this ally. And it also digs you towards your engine pieces. So I think it could be playable. It's pretty difficult fitting that in the deck. But I could see it. I could see it. That's actually on my list of things I wanted to fuck around with. If anyone saw me post that on the Patreon Discord also, I'm in the middle of trying out some crackhead shit, and that was one of the things that was on my list. Yeah, in that regard, that's also something that you'll probably pick up pretty easily for Gravy Bones, navigating out of failure states, which is probably the hardest part of Gravy. Like, understanding how to properly do card manipulation with your gold, your compass, all your draw effects. Oh, I got a Flick Knives. That's sick, too, because this box is also going to have a Cold Foil Fable in it. So, like, a Flick Knives and a Cold Foil Fable is great. Hope your Gravy opponent is asleep at the wheel. Honestly, I don't have any advice for that matchup. I think the Gravies have evolved their strategy enough that it is extremely difficult for you to beat a Gravy with a reasonable fatigue plan. I would say do one of two things. Sit down, have a plan, and commit to it. Or sit down, have two plans, attempt to execute one of the plans. If you think that your Gravy opponent is skillful enough that, for example, you think that they aren't going to get fatigued because of how they're playing, they're clearly navigating the game in such a way that you're just not going to fatigue them, then abort mission, go face. Or vice versa. If they're respecting your damage too much, maybe you pivot into fatigue. I think you can catch some Gravies with their pants down with a pivot. But I think that's unlikely to any reasonable skill level Gravy. I'm not even talking about like really skilled, just like reasonable skill level. That like this is something that they should be expecting out of you. There was a strategy people were trying to do at Singapore where they were playing Talishar in the matchup and trying to fatigue the Gravy. But that did not work. Team Armory had a 100% win rate in Divergence at that event. That strategy does not work. But maybe if your local area has weaker Gravies, you can pull it off on them. Call them a clown. Tell them they're a bozo. When they lose, tell them to go check out my Patreon if they want to learn how to really play the deck. I don't think pot combo is reasonable. I think it's more like you go really tall with like the 6 damage ones. Mara, we're stupid lit. Stupid lit. I got you, babe. What was I saying? You go tall with like followed by a non-foil. The 6 damage spells, the channel that amps. I don't think that's actually a very good strategy, but I think you can catch the Gravies with their pants down. Something else you can do locally if you're playing against the same Gravies multiple times, or multiple times in the same event, this can be good. If you play them in Swiss, implement an all-in strategy in one direction, and then hard pivot into the other strategy if you play them again in Top Cut. So for example, if you play them in Swiss, try to fatigue them. When they win, they'll realize their life total was not relevant, and they might change their sideboard plan when you get into Top Cut. And at that point, they might cut some of their AB, and they won't respect your damage, and you can cheese them that way. This probably only works once, so make it count. Yeah, Painful Passage looks pretty busted. Have to agree. All right, we got one pack left, and it's going to be the Cold Foil Fable, right, chat? Give me some prayers. Manifest the Cold Foil Fable, chat. Manifest it. I need your energy, chat. While we're doing that, let's review our pulls. Come on, chat. No one's manifesting. You guys just not want me to open good things? Do you not want me to have nice things in life? Thank you, Mara. And just for you because of that... Oh, wait, common? You suck. Just for you, we're not going to get Dromai. I'll accept $200 card. That's not a $200 card. Unlucky. This is why you're not getting Dromai anytime soon, Mara. Sorry. Sorry! Okay. Let me move this out of the way. We have one last thing. We have one last gold foil to open. And then we're going to do a very quickie review on the hits that we got. And then I'm going to bounce from stream. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. All right, this is number 4. Maybe this one can be something spicy. That was the last pack, you goober. This is the actual last pack. I'd take a gold Kyloria. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I got this off of the prize wall. The prize wall playmats were like really cheap for some reason. They were like 600 tickets. I just grabbed this. I was just like, oh, fucking whatever. This would make a good playmat for my box opening. No. This is going to be the Cold Foil Fable. That's how that works. Gold Kyloria is like something I'm surprised that doesn't exist, though. That sounds like something that they would have made as like a promo. Wow, that sucks. Unlucky. At least we got 2 good hits. We got a vest for people that missed it. No, not $5. We got a Centauri Saber. We got a Time Skippers. And a Dread Scythe. Yeah, but who's foiling out Silver Age? Also, oh my god, it is so troll how much they're gassing up Silver Age. Like, I wish they would put half of the effort that they are putting into Silver Age into Living Legend. Because, like, format needs some help. Kinda cringe, TBH. Okay, let's see what we got. So, we got 2 Fables. I don't care if it's fun. I care about what is at Worlds. They need to put more effort into the format. Like, what are we doing? Let's get all the commons out of the way. All right, no one cares about the commons. Didn't ask. Don't care. Cold foil majestics. Non-foil majestics, or non-foil legendaries rather. Pretty sure the warmongers are rainbow foil, right? Yeah. Oh, here's another one. The feet. Feet. Uh, rainbow foil legendaries. And cold foil legendaries. Probably not bad, right? So we got 3, 5, 10, 15, 17 legendaries. What is that? 1.8 a box? Am I mathing right? Is my math mathing? And then 2 fables, bunch of cold foil majestics. That seems pretty good. I don't play Fab because I'm good at math. I play Fab because I'm good at board state. I actually might be going to play the Riftbound thing in Florida. A couple of my buddies are going to that, so I was like, oh, I might make a trip out of it and go with them. Depends if Singed is a legal hero. If I can play Singed, we're so back. I guess it's like a 10k and 2 5ks. Seems pretty reasonable to be able to cash something. And they're all one-day events, I believe. At least that's what I was told. This seems like a pretty good box opening, though. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm also pretty happy into playing a card game that's not run by Bandai. I don't think I ever want to do that again. Who's Set? I'm not familiar with that champion. Is that a new character? News relative to me. I stopped playing League when um who's the ghost girl that like hucks things and she like spirit bonds was the her like support. Wait, is Set the JoJo's character? Yeah, I stopped playing when Kalista came out. I haven't played in a long time. Okay, okay, I know who Set is. I like JoJo's, so I might like Set. I'm probably not going to get invested in this game in any capacity though, because I I've I do not want to sink any time into a TCG when they just very recently nuked their previous TCG. That does not inspire confidence. But I'll go for free tendies and have fun with my friends. I don't need to be invested in the game to do that. So is Runeterra not a board state game? Like is is set atypical for his play pattern? While you're answering that question, just gonna thank everyone that's still here for watching. Appreciate you guys for watching the whole stream. If you are looking for any of the cards that I opened, shoot me a message on Discord or Twitter, or whatever. Probably Discord. That's probably the best one. Or Facebook. Facebook if you're friends with me because I'll see the notification. Otherwise, Discord. Just make it easy. Just Discord. Yeah, if you're looking for anything that I open, shoot me a message on Discord and I'll get back to you. Got to take care of my locals first for anything that they want. Everything is going to be for sale. That's pretty much it. Stay tuned for some more Gravy content. I'm gonna be probably streaming some more in the upcoming future for Gravy. Runeterra was a board state game. Loved it. Yeah, that I've watched a little bit of Runeterra. From what I've seen, it's a board state game, but he's not really tricky or doing shenanigans. Just good rate. I don't care about the tricky aspect of playing board state things. It's I just like I'm good at playing board state control strategies. Mara, you were going to give me that anyways. You just want someone to talk to and gush about things. Don't lie. Okay, then I might enjoy it. I enjoy playing French vanilla Magic games, so I don't enjoy Bandai, but I did enjoy the little bit of Battle Spirits I played. Just out of I mean, it's not even that I enjoyed. I enjoyed winning. I didn't actually enjoy the game. The game was shit. That was a fucking horribly balanced game. Imagine printing Fog and Time Walk on the same card at instant speed. How is that a reasonable card to exist in a game? And people thought CYB was busted. No thanks. I'm never playing a Bandai game again. They do not know how to balance a game and they don't know how to run events. See, Maro, you don't understand. Imagine if Arclight Sentinel was free to play. You just casted it for 0 mana. The way that the game worked is you had like an arsenal zone that you could only put cards face down in if they had a very specific keyword written on the card. And they function like trap cards. This card cost 4 to play. And what you would do, what it functionally did was you would play it only if you take damage. It would trigger. You would gain back the damage that you just took and end the turn. And while it cost 4, the way that resources worked in the game, I think I have a deck box with them right here. Hold on. Yeah. Your mana were these things called cores. And they started off in your zone that just like had all your floating mana. And you'd play creatures. And you'd have to have a core on it for it to stay alive. But you would put more cores on it to level it up, like the level up mechanic in Magic. But you could then cast spells off of creatures using the cores that were sitting on them. So I could, for example, let's say I'm on my turn. I want to play this guy. I pay the cost to put it into play, and then I want to level him up to level 2 by putting 4 extra cores on him. I swing with him. He's super big because he's level 2 now. I pass turn. You do something that makes me want to play one of my instant speed effects. I'll cast my instant with the resources that are sitting on him. It was so fucking busted. Yeah, I'm talking about Absolute Ice Shield. That card was so unreasonably broken. Yeah, Yazzie, did you see the deck that I was playing at that event? That was literally the most ahead of a metagame I've ever been in my entire life. Like, everyone fundamentally did not understand how the game was played. We had such a big edge on everyone. Everyone thought that aggro decks were fake because that the Time Walk Fog exists, but it turns out aggro decks can also play the Time Walk Fog. So fog is Time Walk Fog is a pretty good aggro tool as well. I'm just gonna tap out and smork you, and then if you try cracking back while I'm tapped out, I'll just fog and do it again. And now you can't ever play the game again because you're at a life deficit. So if you ever tap out, I just kill you. It was so unreasonable. What a fucked up card to exist. But that yellow deck sucked ass. I don't know. I think every deck sucked ass at that metagame, except for the red deck we were playing. The white aggro deck that I don't remember his name, but one guy in Top Cut was playing it. And aggro purple core control or core aggro. That deck was really good. We almost played that purple deck, and realistically, it was a better meta pick. But we thought everyone else would figure out the purple deck, so we out metagamed ourselves and played the red deck because the red deck beat the purple deck. We were playing the next step above the metagame, but then no one figured out the fucking purple deck, and we were like, oh, well, we feel kind of silly now. It was not the purple deck that people were like playing in the online tournaments that were like floating around, like the Eggman tournament or anything. It was a different one. It was like really low to the ground aggro that curved out into there's like 2 boss monsters that it played that basically just like let you go over the top and win the game if your opponent stalled out and you couldn't close. Yeah, the purple 8-drop is the one that I'm talking about. The dragon. You played like 2 of the dragon and like 2 or I think it was like between 2 and 4 of the 6-drop purple guy. And that's like you chip your opponent and then close with those 2 cards because your opponent couldn't tap out, so you needed to find a way to close because they just weren't playing the game with you. This deck was really good and it shit on everything. But then the red deck shit on it. And we figured other people would figure out the purple deck because it was pretty obvious. But then no one played it, and we were like, oh, well, we're kind of bozos for this. Oops. I've never been in that spot before, where we're so far ahead of the meta that we have the deck that beats the best deck, but no one figured out the best deck. Oops. God, that event was free. I think, like, every single round that I played, except for people that already played against my deck at this event, after I played them, gave me a bewildered look like, I didn't even know this was fucking possible in the game. You just shit on me so hard. The deck was so unreasonably good. And was like surprisingly leveraged skill, even though it was an aggro deck, because you had so much interaction where you'd like play some guys and like play a mono red aggro strategy. but then you'd back it up with a bunch of control pieces and play mid-range from that spot. I don't even understand why it was slow to solve. It didn't make any sense to me. Everyone, because there was a lot of good people that went to this event because the prize pool was so big. I played against a lot of people whose names I recognized from the other card games. Um, but everyone just convinced themselves that the metagame was a slow, grindy control metagame, and everyone was playing decks that literally struggled to finish game one in time. Like people literally couldn't finish a best of 3 match. It was try to win game one, and that decided the match. And everyone had kind of written off aggro as a strategy. I don't understand why. Aggro was so fucking good in that game, but people just like weren't exploring it. Yeah, it's weird being that far ahead of a metagame in like what it was like 2023. Like you just don't expect to see that anymore. And we had the entire card pool for that event for months. We knew everything that was coming out. It was a world premiere event, but we had the entire set significantly before that. And you could practice on TTS. Well, anywho, I gotta get some other shit done. Got a lot of sorting I gotta do. I gotta grab some food. Yeah, right. That's you wouldn't expect that to happen nowadays, especially with how much money was on the line. It was like, I think it was 100K or something. It was like an unreasonable cash pool for this event, where a lot of people just came to play the event that were like card game grinders just because of how big the prize pool was, and it paid out to top I think 64. Um, I think it got like $1,000 just for making top 64 or something like that. It was so unreasonable. I ended up getting fifth in Swiss. The deck was so busted. Anywho, I'm gonna bounce. Thank you guys so much for watching. Uh, Gravy Guide should be coming out soon. I'll try streaming later this week if I have some time. Show you guys some of the crackhead gravy shit that I've been doing. Appreciate all of you for watching. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. Check out the Patreon if you got value out of this and you want some more gravy content. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your night.